welcome to the high school game of the week. Martin County Tigers are visiting Treasure Coast High School. Mike Thomas and John Messina have the play-by-play. Take it away, guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome out here to Treasure Coast High School. I'm Mike Thomas, and I'm alongside Hall of Fame baseball coach John Messina with me here, the athletic director from Centennial High School. And we have a great game for you today. High school baseball, the Martin County Tigers are on the road taking on the Treasure Coast Titans. John, Martin County, they have been one of the top teams in the state for the past several seasons. Had a little bit of a rough stretch in the early part of the season, but they actually played Centennial a couple of weeks ago. You guys beat them on a walk-off win in the bottom of the seventh inning, but since then, they seem to be right back at that old-school Martin County baseball, 5-1 since that game, scoring a lot of runs and good pitching.
Mike, I think Martin County, the last 2 or 3 years, they have had the best record of anybody in the state during the regular season, and they have faltered a little bit in the playoffs. But I think this year might be a little bit different for them. They started slow. We were fortunate enough to beat them on a walk-off at our place, but they have been playing great baseball, and I see very, very good things for Martin County down the road.
And it has been one of those things where over the past couple of seasons, 20 wins during the regular season, but early exit. This year, things maybe reversed a little bit as we start moving forward into the district tournament. They've had a couple district losses, but with baseball, and all you have to do is, if you're playing your best baseball at that district tournament time, things are looking pretty good.
This is so much different than the pros, and it's so much different from the NCAA. Nobody's on the bubble. Everybody gets in. And all they have to do is get hot. You win 2 games, you're in the regionals, and then you never know from there. But it's just, what you have to do is you have to just be playing your best baseball at that time.
And certainly they're playing good right now. 5-1 since the loss to Centennial, and outscoring opponents by a score of 53-12. That's old school Martin County baseball right there, putting up a lot of runs and not letting a lot of runs through. In the last couple games, they played against Sebastian River and outscored them 22-2 through 2 games.
That's amazing. I know the coaches very well, Jerry Smith and Brett Hawkins, and they're excellent, excellent coaches. And I really think, if I had a bet, I think Martin County's going to be there right at the end this year.
And you look at the talent that they have on the roster, and it's just up and down. I mean, you look at the stat sheet, Matt Reardon, he's got 33 official at-bats. He's batting over 500 already on the season, and he's not even the leading hitter on the team. Jeremy Vasquez is hitting almost 600 with just 37 at-bats.
Now, let me ask you a question. How many Vasquezes are there? Because I remember when I was coaching way back at Port St. Lucie and Jensen Beach, there was a Vasquez there. So they do something good with that family in order of baseball. But they're good kids, too, great kids.
It absolutely, and there's always seems to be at least one Vasquez, sometimes 2 on the Martin County team coming through, and it's Jeremy Vasquez's turn, and he's a big kid. He plays first base, he pitches, he hits well, he's in the outfield, he's a tough guy.
He's a great kid, he's a great arm out there and everything, so we're looking forward to a good game. One thing we're going to notice, we got a very, very strong wind blowing straight in. So that's going to in right from center field. So that's going to be a factor today. Treasure Coast people did a great job. This is a beautiful field out here. Beautiful day, so I'm looking forward to a great game.
It is beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky. There's one cloud way off in the distance. That's the only cloud we see here. Outside of that, beautiful, gorgeous afternoon for baseball. It's a bright, sunny day. A little bit of wind pushing right in, but it shouldn't be too bad. This seems like ideal baseball weather.
This is perfect baseball weather. I mean, people come out. This is going to be a great ball game.
So, meanwhile, Treasure Coast, they have had a season where, still looking for their first win on the season, still struggling through, but they do have some talent. Anthony Chapa, a very good player on the Treasure Coast team. And what's it like when you're going through in your team and you're still trying to figure out how things are going and you're reaching the halfway point of the season?
That's hard, that's difficult, but you got to keep fighting because remember, nothing means anything until you get to the playoffs. That's what it means. You could be 0-20, which I never wish on any team. But once you turn around, you win 2 games in the playoffs, and you're on a roll. So hopefully they'll turn it around in the playoff. Hopefully not against Centennial, but hopefully not. Now Kyle does a nice job with his group of kids, and I expect a very competitive game today.
And that is the really nice thing when you're struggling during the regular season and you get to the district tournament, especially in a 4-team district like that Treasure Coast is in, along with Centennial, Fort Pierce Central, and Vero Beach, is you only need to win that first district game, and you've guaranteed yourself at least a trip into the regional tournament. So it really can come down to one win gets you into the playoffs.
Well, we talked that with the FHSAA for a number of years. The way they have it set up, your best pitcher goes in the district semifinal. Then he's going to go again in the regional first round, and then he's going to go again in the regional final. So 3 out of the 4 games that you need to go to the state finals, you could throw one pitcher because it's so spread out.
It is pretty impressive. So any advice for a team that is struggling, and what do you have to focus on in practice? What do you go back to as a coach?
You got to focus on doing the little things right. Don't beat yourself. If the other team hits a home run and beats you, there's nothing you can do about it. If the kid's throwing 90 on the mound, there's nothing you can do about it. You got to focus on each game, each position, each player getting a little bit better each day. And you know what? It's not going to come gradually. One day it's just going to come, and you're going to have a nice season, and you're going to surprise people.
But looking at your district as a whole, obviously you guys, Centennial, you guys are playing very well right now. Fort Pierce Central kind of came out of nowhere the past couple of weeks. They've actually got a half-game lead in the district tournament. How does Treasure Coast play in a team like Martin County, which by all appearances seem to have been snapped back into that Martin County after you guys beat them a couple of weeks ago? Now they're playing like the Martin County of the past couple seasons. When you go up against a good team like these guys, how does that help prepare you for your district tournament?
When you play better teams, it makes you play better. Sometimes you play to the level of your competition, and you play good competition all the time. All it's going to do is make you better. And, you know, if I'm a coach and I'm playing a good team, I'm going to tell my guys, watch how they warm up. Watch how they take infield. Watch how they run out hits. Watch how each at bat. And emulate those guys. And I think that would be excellent for Treasure Coast to do.
It's certainly going to be a great game. We've got it coming up in just a couple of minutes. The teams appear to have finished taking their infield practice just a few moments away. We'll take a break. We'll be back. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Treasure Coast High School. Here to Treasure Coast High School, and we're just waiting a few moments away from the start of this game. Martin County High School is on the road taking on Treasure Coast. We are broadcasting live from Treasure Coast High School. An afternoon game here as St. Lucie County teams. There's no lights out here, so we got to get these games in before it gets dark. The teams just finished the meeting at the plate, so just a few moments away here. Looking over some of the stats here for Martin County, we already went over Jeremy Vasquez. I mean, he went into that Sebastian River game batting .588, and he went 3 for 3 in the game. A phenomenal effort there for him. Meanwhile, Matt Reardon was hitting .500 going into that game, and he also went 3 for 3. And these guys aren't getting just, oh, he's .500, but he's 2 for 4 on the season or something like that.
This is not softball stats now?
I'm sure.
Slow pitch softball.
It said baseball when I printed it, but he's 30. He's got 35 at-bats and 19 hits. So, very impressive.
It's very, very impressive. And again, I think they're not just great batting average. I think they're key hits from what I'm reading.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Reardon, you see his name pop up all the time, and he has been a leader for that team for a while. And as has some of the pitchers here for Martin County. I mean, Brad Rowley is doing an amazing job on the mound for Martin County. He's got 22 innings pitched with an ERA of 0.64. Now, we're not going to see him on the mound here today. We're going to be seeing McLaughlin, and he's got an ERA of 2.69 with 13 innings pitched. Not too shabby himself.
No, he pitched against us, and he held us down until he kind of ran out of gas in like the 5th inning.
Okay.
And I think we only scored 2 runs off him. But he's a nice pitcher, mixes it up real well.
And that's the key. I mean, if you can you've got your ace pitcher. A lot of teams now seem to be able to throw that ace pitcher out there. But if you can go 2 pitchers deep, 3 pitchers deep, that really helps you, because what you were talking about earlier, when you make it to that tournament, if you've got a reliable second guy to go to so you could give your ace a day off, the sky's the limit.
You'll definitely get there. I mean, from hosting the state tournament for 4 years, pitching will dominate. There's no and if or buts. You got to have the real good pitchers.
And so it's going to be interesting to see what we have out here today. And then, of course, you don't think of Martin County as small ball, but when you've got Matt Reardon, he's got 9 stolen bases on the season, and he's got 10 attempts on stolen bases, so that's a pretty good success rate.
It might have to be. This wind is a lot stronger than I thought when we got here. I bet it's about a good 15 miles an hour straight in. So you're going to have to play small ball because I tell you, with the size of their fences, this is going to be a good poke to get one out of here tonight.
Yeah, this looks like one of the bigger parks in the area, at least from where our vantage point is here behind home plate. We don't have the distance in feet, but it feels like a bigger ballpark than what we see at some of the other schools, whether it's Martin County, South Fork, or even Centennial High School.
Right, that looks like they got a 16-foot fence all the way around, so it's got to be a poke. It's probably about 315, 320 down the line, probably 350 in the gaps, and 375 or 380 in center, but it's always going to play longer.
So, and then with that wind coming in, it will be an issue. So we might see a little bit more. If you've got those long drives through the gaps, might be able to generate a bunch of big hits, but probably not going to see too many home runs. Now the sun is pretty much, if you're going to be out in the outfield and a pop-up happens, you might be looking straight up into the sun. How would that might be an effect, especially on a cloudless day like this?
That's a very, very big factor. Hopefully the kids have their eye black on or sunglasses on, which I see that they do. It will be a factor with the cloudless eye.
Well, we're just a few moments away here. First pitch coming up in a couple of minutes. Treasure Coast High School looking for their first win on the season. Martin County looking to get back to form. We have the national anthem coming up here from the field in just a couple of minutes. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it will be first pitch. Martin County, Treasure Coast here live from Treasure Coast High School. Thank you, Frank. Welcome back out here to Treasure Coast High School. I'm Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, the athletic director from Centennial High School. The flags are being removed from the field right now as they just finished up the national anthem. So we're just a few moments away from first pitch here. Martin County High School and Treasure Coast. Treasure Coast looking for their first win on the season, while Martin County are 8-4 on the season so far to this point. And it was a slow start for Martin County. Martin County with that 8-4 start, they actually started off with a couple district losses. That's just something that you don't see too often out of this Martin County Tigers team. They were had a 7-5 loss against Vieira. Came back out, responded to that with an 11-1 win against Fort Pierce Central, but then lost at home to Palm Beach Gardens, 5-2. Then beat Vieira, avenged that loss 5-4, and then lost 8-7 to Centennial on a game that was a walk-off fashion. One of many walk-offs now that we get from Centennial High School.
Yeah, we even practiced that. No, our coaches have done a great job. We have 4 walk-off wins in 4 home games. So that's kind of tough to beat, but
that is an incredible stat.
It is. I don't think you see that in the major leagues.
I was really hoping when we were doing the faculty basketball game last week out at Centennial High School, I was really hoping that the baseball coach, Coach Szyminski, would score the last bucket so that I could jump on the PA and say he had a walk-off hit or a walk-off bucket.
That would have been great, right when the buzzer rang.
Yep. So anyway, that was Centennial High School. So Centennial beat Martin County 8-7, but since that loss, Martin County's gone 5-1. Their only loss was a district loss at home to Melbourne, 5-4. Another very close game. In Melbourne, traditionally a very strong team in the state. But they've not only gone 5-1, they've outscored their opponents 53-12. That's a lot closer to the type of baseball that we expect to see out of the Martin County.
Once they get on a roll, they're tough to stop, and usually they get on a roll early. So this year maybe it'll be a little different for them, and maybe they'll take that momentum into the state.
And so it looks like we've got the defensive alignment out there for Treasure Coast as we are getting set to start this game. And the starting pitcher for Treasure Coast is going to be number 4, Chad Shepard. He's taking the mound here for the Treasure Coast Titans. He'll be pitching to the catcher, number 12, Austin Ricker. Playing first, you're going to get number 1, Thomas Salerno. Playing second will be number 15, Mike Crispino. Playing third will be number 9, Anthony Barbieri. And playing shortstop, number 24, David Martinez. Meanwhile, your outfield from left to right will have number 5, Brandon Hall in left. Number 11, Anthony Chopa playing center. and number 25, R.J. Sheltra, playing right field. And we saw a nice write-up in the local newspaper here about Chapa a couple of weeks ago, and just the amount of talent that he's got out there at center field.
Yeah, he can go get him with the best of them. So, watching him during warm-ups, he's got a nice arm, got real good speed. He probably gets a great jump on the ball.
And leading off for Martin County is going to be their shortstop, number 10, Matt Reardon, and on deck, number 20, Jeremy Vasquez. So we talked about those guys throughout the pregame, and their astounding batting average coming into this game. So right off the bat, you're going against two of the best hitters in the area.
And they're back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
Back-to-back. So their on-base percentage got to be phenomenal. If they're hitting close to 600,
yeah,
and their on-base percentage got to be like a slow-pitch softball league.
It is. It's pretty impressive what they've been able to do throughout this season. So here we go. Martin County will walk out. Matt Reardon, the left-handed hitter, will step into the batter's box for the first pitch of today's game. Shepard will go into his windup, and he'll deliver a pitch. That one low and outside, drifting away from him just a little bit. And it's a quick ball one.
And notice both hitters, the number one hitter and number two hitter, both left-handed hitters. And like you said before, they can run.
That fastball just missed its target, low and inside, ball two.
This is one thing you don't want to do with Martin County, is fall behind them.
And the 2-0 pitch, that one was right down Broadway, and Matt Reardon took a big swing on it, but he came up empty-handed, and the count goes to 2-1.
I'm surprised he threw a 2-0 curve there. It was a great pitch. Great pitch. It broke a lot.
Here's the 2-1, and that one is poked down the first base line. Salerno will dive and make a stop over at first, but it was already foul, so the count will even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That also looked like another breaking pitch. So he went 2 fastballs and 2 breaking pitches.
So what do you come at here?
I think you got to keep the hitter guessing. I throw another breaking pitch, but I keep it low.
Here's the 2-2, and that is another breaking ball, but it was upstairs, and that's going to fill up this count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Now you got to come with the fastball, and this is what Reardon's going to sit on.
Here we go, the 3-2 pitch, and this one's poked out to right field. Sheltra's backing up, going towards the fence, and he makes the grab out near the warning track for the first out of the game.
And you could see how the wind held that up. I mean, he threw a fastball right down the middle. He got a good swing. Without the wind, that's off the fence.
So 1 out for Martin County, and the big Jeremy Vasquez, batting close to 600, will step in.
Now, do you think the Vasquez get a family discount how well they have done in Martin County?
Here's the first pitch to Vasquez, another breaking ball that catches the inside part of the plate. Strike 1 called.
He's throwing Shepard's throwing a lot of breaking pitches.
He
I
sure
think he'll
is.
have to.
Shepard will deliver an 0-1 pitch, and this one gets pulled foul down the first base line. So Shepard doing a great job recovering. The first 2 pitches missed his mark, but since then he's thrown 5 strikes on 1 ball.
And he's dropping down a little bit, which is giving a left-handed hitter a really tough angle to see his pitch.
Shepard, the left-handed pitcher, goes into his windup. Another breaking ball, and that's going to catch the strike zone. Vasquez goes down looking, not the start we expected to see out of him. And a great start for Shepard going through these first 2 batters. Now he's going up against the third baseman, number 9, Kevin Capon.
Now, again, this is giving a team that hasn't played real well this year, that's 0-6, a lot of confidence, and the pitcher's doing a great job out there.
2 outs, first pitch. That one was a fastball that stayed high and outside, ball 1.
Now, that one he overthrew a little bit. He tried to overthrow a little bit. Just stay within yourself, in and out, move it up and down, and good results will happen.
1-0 pitch, fastball, swung on and missed, strike 1.
And you see, that had a lot of movement on. He's doing a nice job.
So Kevin Capon comes into this game here and has a 1-1 count. He hits this one. It's a slow poke, and that is out into the gap in right center field. It's going to land between the second baseman, Crispino, and the right fielder, Sheltra. And Martin County gets their first hit of the game.
Now, you can see how that curveball hung a little bit. It just hung, and Capon did a nice job. Went with the pitch to right center. Didn't try to pull it at all, which would have been tough.
Capon himself, a .350 hitter going into that game against Sebastian River, played last night. Now Scott Husnander will come in. Husnander, a .333 hitter. 2 outs, 1 runner on. First pitch outside, ball 1.
It seems like, and I think I got this right, most of his fastballs to the right-handed hitters have been outside. I don't think it's come inside at all.
I think you're correct on that. 1-0. And this one's pulled out to left field. Hall backs up, gets underneath it, and he'll make the grab. So the inning is over. Martin County strands 1, and we are still scoreless at 0 as we head to the bottom of the first. The home-standing Treasure Coast Titans will come up to bat. You're listening to High School Baseball Game of the Week here live from Treasure Coast High School. Welcome back to Treasure Coast High School as we are in the bottom of the first, still scoreless. And taking them out here is going to be Kyle McLaughlin. Speaking with his dad before the game, it's not even a nickname, it's his real name, Kyle Rocky McLaughlin.
Throws pretty hard, moves the ball around, up and down, and let's see how he does. Again, the key with him, as I saw him play against Centennial, get that first pitch strike, and then you're in command.
So he'll be going up against the leadoff batter for Treasure Coast, number 9, Anthony Barbieri. On deck for the Titans will be number 15, Mike Crispino, and number 24, David Martinez. Defensive alignment for Martin County. McLaughlin's on the mound pitching. He'll be throwing to the catcher, number 1, Scott Husnander. And your infield from first to third will be Vasquez, Denena, and Capit, with Reardon playing short. First pitch fastball poked foul down the third base line. Outfield for Martin County here this afternoon. Left field, number 4, Chris DeMeo. Center field, number 7, Caleb Allgood. And right field, number 30, Brad Rowley. 0-1 count, the windup, the pitch. That one catches the bottom part of the strike zone on the outside part of the plate. And Barbieri's down 0-2.
Nice pitch there. Nice pitch. Now he's 0-2. He can do anything with this pitch here.
0-2 count. The windup, the pitch. Fastball, check swing, but he got him anyway. And three pitches, and you've already got a strikeout.
As you could see, he had him off balance. Started with a fastball, fouled it off, took a great curve pitch, and then froze him with a fastball on the outside corner.
And froze him up a little bit, had him all confused on that with the check swing, and still caught the strike zone.
Absolutely.
Stepping in now is number 15, Mike Crispino, and first pitch is a fastball inside, belt high. Crispino's able to get away from it. We have a 1-0 count.
Martin County pitcher just gets the ball and throws.
That's what they do.
Infielders love that.
1-0 count, 1 out, fastball, check swing, but it's hit off the handle of the bat, and it's going to go out next to the Martin County dugout. We got a 1-1 count.
Well, what a beautiful day out here today. This is just absolutely beautiful.
I should have brought more sunscreen.
I think we both should have. 1-1
count. The windup, fastball swung on and missed, strike 2.
Great curve. Great curve there.
So a 1-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the first inning, still scoreless. McLaughlin's on the mound, the windup, and that one is going to catch the bottom part of the strike zone. Another strikeout looking. That's 2 straight batters that McLaughlin's gotten out on strikeouts where they didn't even swing at it.
And he has changed his pattern, okay? He went, first batter went fastball, curve, fastball. This one he went fastball, then 2 curves and a fastball. And both times the fastball right there, but the batter might have been looking for the curveball.
Brings up number 24, David Martinez. First pitch down low, ball 1.
And again, that's a good miss. That's a real good miss because, if you swing at that, you're not going to hit it anywhere.
Well, it seems like the pitchers that I've seen with the most success, they work that bottom part of the strike zone. And if they can find it like he did right there with that fastball pitch, you catch that bottom part of the strike zone. It's very hard for these high school hitters to come away with a hit.
And it looks like the umpire is a very generous strike zone both ways. So that's good. That's good for a pitcher.
1-1 count. Breaking ball popped up. This one's not going to leave the infield. Vasquez is going to get called off by Denena. Denena will make the grab, and that will end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Treasure Coast. And we go to the top of the second, still scoreless here from Treasure Coast High School. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week.
Game of the week in the top of the second inning.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, and we have a great game for you here. We move to the top of the second. Martin County up on deck. The right fielder, number 30, Brad Rowley, followed by number 11, Matt Denena, and number 15, the designated hitter, Zach White. Shepard, great in that first inning. Had 14 total pitches. That one got away from him a little bit on the outside part of the plate, ball one.
As long as he doesn't try to overthrow, he can be very effective against Martin County.
Here's the 1-0. A little bit of a breaky ball, and that one's down the third base line, and it just went foul.
Again, he's mixing them up. Fastball, curve, fastball, curve. Now, sooner or later, hitters are going to catch up to that pattern. So you got to go, fastball, fastball, curve, curve, or reverse it. But he's doing a great job.
1-1 count. Brad Riley swings on that breaking ball down low, and it is empty-handed. He's got strike two.
And see, when he throws his breaking pitch, he only had one breaking pitch that's been up, and that's where he got the base hit off it. When he keeps that breaking pitch down, he's in good shape. Fastball like that pitch right there, looks like he's trying to overthrow the fastball a little bit.
Yeah, that one on the 1-2 missed upstairs. It evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch, and this one's poked out down the first base line. Storming up is the right fielder. He gets underneath it. R.J. Sheltra making the grab, and 1 out's away here for Martin County.
Now, that was very, very smart defensively. He's playing a little bit shallow because of the wind, and he covered a lot of ground on that.
So 1 out's away for Martin County. The second baseman, Matt Denena, will come in. His first at-bat here today. 1 out, top of the second inning.
And we're moving along pretty good, huh? Had a pretty
Cruising
good
along,
pitch.
knock on wood.
I know.
Outside pitch, ball 1.
Now, we said that the last time, and we were there, 9 innings?
9 innings,
9
yeah.
innings, 3.5
last time
hours.
we were together, South Fork and Centennial, first game of the season. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1.
The first 5 innings were about an hour and a half. No, not an hour, about an hour and 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then the last 4 innings were like 2 hours.
We were fighting with the sun on that one to get it in time. Here's the 1-1. That one got away from him a little bit outside. Ball 2.
3 straight breaking pitches there. So again, he's doing a nice job there. And you got to do a good job against a good hitting team like Martin County.
2-1 count. Shows bunt, puts it down the first base line. Shepard will go over, bare hands it, throws the first, and he couldn't make the grab. Salerno wasn't able to keep the ball in the glove. But they're going to say that the runner's out at first because he was running the baseline. He didn't run into the little lane that they need these base runners to go into. He blocked the path of the throw, so he's out at first anyway.
That's absolutely right. That was a very, very tough play by the pitcher because of the angle when he fielded that ball and turning as a left-hander, he had to throw right into that runner who was on the infield side of the baseline there. So that's a very correct call.
So a heads-up call by the official, the umpire behind home plate coming over and making that call. That's the second out of the inning, and it's going to bring up the designated hitter, Zach White. First pitch is a strike down at the knees. Here's the 0-1. Big breaking ball, check swing, but it finds its home anyway, and quickly White's down in the count, 0-2.
Now let's see what he throws to here. He's thrown 2 curveballs.
Okay. Here's the 0-2. Another curveball. Oh, and a diving play by Barbieri at third, but it came off the tip of his glove. Not able to make the grab, and that's going to go down as a base hit for Martin County.
Now, there was an 0-2 pitch that I know he changed speeds on it. He went from curveball to fastball, but it was right down the middle. It was too good of an 0-2 pitch right there.
Yeah, with 0-2, you really have the opportunity to work those corners. Don't give him anything to hit like that.
Right.
So this is going to bring up the number 4, the left fielder, Chris DeMeo. He's got a runner at first, and a first pitch is a breaking ball that's going to drop out of the zone, ball 1.
Let's see if Martin County tries to make something happen here with 2 outs. Now again, on a left-hander, you got to time his movement or go on first movement.
1-0 count. Runner's going. Pitch was inside ball. The throw to second. And not in time. Zach White able to steal second. And so Martin County going to the small ball a little bit. Steal in second.
It looked like he got an average jump Catcher had a little bit of a hard time getting the ball out of his glove, but he made a good throw. Made it closer than I thought it was going to be.
So here's the 2-0 pitch, and that one again misses downstairs.
Now, does Jerry turn him loose on 3-0?
We'll find out. 3-0 count right here. That was the first stolen base of the season for White. And the 3-0 pitch misses low and outside, ball 4. So now Martin County, with 2 outs here in the top of the second, scoreless game. They've got runners at first and second. And the 9th batter in the lineup, the center fielder, Caleb Allgood's coming up. And Caleb Allgood looking for his 4th RBI of the season. Might get it if he can get a base hit with a runner in scoring position.
And I want to get him because I don't want that top of the lineup coming on with runners on base.
And a big swing and a miss on the first pitch. And on deck is Matt Reardon and Jeremy Vasquez, top of the lineup.
Looks like Shepard's throwing that curve and it's breaking real late and down.
Here's the 0-1. That one stays down. Here's a throw back to first, and it was almost in time, but it was a little low as DeMayo's able to slide back in safely, and because of the throw to first, White's able to advance to third.
That was a set play. That was a set play where the runner goes off just enough for the catcher to throw it back. But once the runner goes off, he's looking to come back, and that runner from second's going right to third on the throw.
1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that came right down into the middle of the zone, and it's going to drop for strike 2. We've got a 1-2 count.
Now, I would think that he's going again now. They're going to try to make something happen with the 9th batter up in first and third. I would think the runner's going to be going.
And he is going. It's a swing and a miss, though. So the hit and run was on, but Allgood swung and came up empty-handed. He strikes out. It ends the inning. We're still scoreless moving to the bottom of the second. Martin County's now left 3 runners on base already in this game. That time they had a runner in scoring position. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here live from Treasure Coast High School.
Well, in the High School Game of the Week and the bottom of the second inning.
And we are back here at Treasure Coast High School. Bottom of the second inning, Anthony Chapa is coming up to the plate. His first at-bat here tonight. 4th batter in Treasure Coast lineup on deck, R.J. Sheltra and A.J. Nieves. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the second. McLaughlin on the mound for Martin County. That first pitch, fastball, low and inside, ball 1.
This would be great for Treasure Coast's perspective. If they could score a run, get ahead, give their team a little confidence.
1-0 count. The windup, the pitch, that is hit over to Reardon at short. He's able to get his glove on it, and the throw over to Vasquez at first is in time. So just like that, Treasure Coast has 1 out.
I looked a little low on that pitch that he swung at. What did you think, Mike?
A little low.
A little low.
Little low for sure. R.J. Sheltra was coming up to the plate. His first at-bat here this afternoon. 1 out, bottom of the second. He'll go into his windup, the pitch, and that is poked foul as it'll bounce over towards the Treasure Coast dugout. Strike 1.
That's nice speed coming in there. He's mid-80s in there.
0-1 count. As we wait for McLaughlin to get the signal from his catcher, he does, and turns around, delivers a breaking ball, and there's a big cut on it from Sheltra, but he got fooled on the speed. He's empty-handed, and he's down in the count 0-2.
Great curveball, 0-2. Let's see what he does again. I mean, I would think he'd throw another breaking pitch low here.
Here's the 0-2 downstairs, ball 1.
There's your curveball low and away. Okay, now he'll come with the fastball. Again, I'd like to see him come fastball inside. He's been 3 pitches on the outside corner.
1-2 with 1 out, nobody on. And a timeout's called by Sheltra as he's going to back out of the batter's box.
Now, the reason I feel comfortable with a lot of these calls is Brett Hawkins was my pitching coach when I was at Jensen Beach, and he does an excellent job.
1-2 downstairs, just missing.
Yeah.
Sheltra doing a good job holding off on swinging at that as he thought he might have to protect the plate with 2 strikes. But he evens up this count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, Brett's one of the best around when it comes to just teaching fundamentals how to pitch.
2-2. Fastball popped up and out of play.
Now he's got him thinking either way. He's been inside, outside. He's been up. He's been down. You never want to give a hitter the same location because sooner or later they're going to zone in on it.
2-2 count. 1 out, fastball, and it's a drop third strike, so they're running to first, but Hustander is able to make the throw over to Vasquez, and we've got our second out.
That was a really, really nice pitch right there. Breaking pitch, very, very difficult to hit.
So what's the science behind your pitch type and your pitch location? Because it seems like the goal is to just be unpredictable.
Exactly. Never throw the same pitch in the same location twice. You ever hear the phrase effectively wild?
No.
Okay, say you have a pitcher on the mound, and again, you don't go out to get your pitcher to do this, but if he's just wild enough that the batters can't dig in there and can't think that, hey, the pitchers are always going to be in this spot, it works. Now again, the drawback that if you walk a lot of people. But this is not McLaughlin out here. He's a good pitcher with good command. But I used to have, when I was coaching, my guys used to have a hard time with pitchers that were effectively wild because they couldn't dig in on it.
AJ Nieves, left-handed hitter, I apologize, into the batter's box for Treasure Coast, and he watches a pitch go by above his head for ball 2. We have a 2-1 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning, and that pitcher psychology of where to go with what pitch and try to keep everybody off balance always seems to be like one of those things that you just got to be around the game a lot to get, as the 1-2 was fouled straight back to the backstop, and I admit it, I flinched. Came by about an inch away from my head.
I never saw it, so I don't know if that's good or bad.
2-2. Fastball.
Nice pitch. Nice
just
pitch.
Missing outside. Boy, that was close.
Now, we're not allowed to second guess back here, but that looked good.
3-2 count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on here for Treasure Coast. Bottom of the second inning, still scoreless. Fastball. Oh, that one looked like low and outside, but the umpire rung him up. Strike 3. That's going to end the inning. We're going to move to the top of the third inning. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here live from Treasure Coast.
And Mike Thomas, John Messina had the play-by-play top of the third inning.
Back to the start of the lineup here for Martin County as Matt Reardon will walk into the batter's box to lead off this third inning. He's 0 for 1 in the game, flew out to Sheltra out in right field with a fly ball that got caught up in the wind a little bit, and he shows bunt on this first pitch, pulls it back, ball 1.
Big inning for Treasure Coast here with Martin County, big boppers coming up in this inning. Let's see if they can hold them down.
And Martin County, through the first 2 innings, they were able to get runners on, and even in that second inning, get a runner over to third. They just haven't been able to get him home yet, stranding 3 runners on base so far. The 1-0 is going to miss low and outside, ball 2.
They haven't really hit the ball hard, though, yet, except for the one shot to left field. I don't think they hit the ball too hard yet.
2-0, and that one's a strike down at the knees, strike 1. Two-one count. Matt Reardon swings and hits this one. He lifts it out to center field. Choppa's backing up and makes the grab out in center field for the first out.
That's what you have to do on a day like this with the wind coming in that hard, okay? You got it where he's not going to pull it. It's a great pitch. Hit it out to center field, and Chopra was right there.
And the wind coming in pretty much right in from the outfield. It seems like it's swirling a little bit out there, just changing which direction it's coming in from, but generally it's pointing right towards home plate, so any of these high fly balls going out to center field or right field or left field, they're getting hung up. Jeremy Vasquez will step into the batter's box, and the first pitch is down near his shins. He shuffles away from that, and we got a 1-0 count.
Shepard's doing a really good job so far, moving it in and out.
40th pitch for Shepard, and it's a breaking ball that is swung on, and Vasquez comes up empty-handed, 1-1 count.
Now that was a home run swing. That was one, I'm going to hit one off the top of the building up there. Okay.
Wind or no wind, I'm hitting this one a mile.
And he threw him a Bugs Bunny slow ball on that.
1-1, same pitch. This one's lifted out to center field. Chapa's going to get underneath it again and make the grab for the second out. So, hey, you pop them up out into the outfield, and it's making it easy for these outfielders.
Now, let me ask you a question. We got Reardon and Vasquez 0 for 4, okay? Has that happened all year so far?
Oh, boy.
Probably not. Then he dropped them down to 500, the batting average.
Probably not. They were both 3 for 3 against Sebastian River. Capon has one of 2 hits for Martin County here in this game.
Now, he hit that curveball that hung before, okay?
And the first pitch hung high and outside, well off the plate, ball 1.
Now, let's see if he throws it inside here. Inside and low would be a great spot right here.
1-0 count. Pitch, once again, on the outside part of the plate, ball 2.
Okay, now 2-0. Now, he has thrown a few times already the 2-0 curve. He's got to have confidence in that.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that one is grounded over to Martinez at short. He watches it go into his glove and turns and throws over to first. Salerno reaches for it and makes the grab. And we have played through the first top of the 3rd inning. We will take a break. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd. Still scoreless here. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Treasure Coast High School. Welcome back to Treasure Coast High School. Brandon Hall, Austin Ricker, and Thomas Salerno are on deck for Treasure Coast, and they're going to be facing a pitcher that is on fire right now for Martin County, Kyle McLaughlin. Coach, you're looking through your stats. He's already got 5 strikeouts, and he's only faced 7 batters.
5 strikeouts with 7 batters, and he's got 3 called third strikes.
So great start for Kyle McLaughlin. And he's only got 24 pitches thrown through the first 2 innings. Here's his 25th pitch of the game. It's a fastball down at the knees, strike 1 called.
I mean, if I'm Coach Smith for Treasure Coast, I'm very, very happy the way Shepard is keeping in the ball game. Now you got to play for a run. Yeah, you got to do anything. Get on, move the guy over.
And the second pitch is going to miss the strike zone, so that's going to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the next pitch is low and outside. So that's ball 2.
McLaughlin works very, very quick, which is a fielder's delight and a coach's delight. Get the ball and throw it.
2-1. And that one's going to miss. Low and inside, just missing the strike zone. And we got a 3-1 count.
Now, I would think, look how deep the third baseman is playing for Martin County. I would think maybe he'd be thinking of laying one down. Now, you're not going to do it with 2 strikes, but, you know, he's playing, you know, halfway to left field out there at third base. And with this grass infield, even on the baseline, that's a nice way to drop it down because that grass should be very soft.
Full count. Here's the pitch. And that is swung on and missed. Strike 3 swinging. That is another strikeout for McLaughlin here in this game.
Right, that's the 5th one out of 7 batters.
Okay.
He hasn't left, nobody's been on base yet.
Very good.
We just had a pop up to 3 and a ground ball to short. Otherwise, he's been right on the money.
Pitching very well so far here in this game. Austin Ricker, the catcher, will come in. Let's see if he can have any success. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1.
He's just rearing back and firing now. I mean, he's trying to get that fastball obviously ahead, throw that first pitch a strike.
But you talk about confidence, but there's a pitcher that's got to have a ton of confidence right now with the way he started. Next pitch, a little bit off speed, misses down low, ball 1.
But that's where you want to miss. I mean, that's where, if I'm his pitching coach, I'm happy on that one. You miss down low. Now you showed the change of speeds. Now watch what comes on this pitch here.
1-1. Oh, breaking ball that started off at the ear of Ricker and then dropped down towards the zone, but just missed. Didn't come back far enough.
Just
ball
missed.
2.
Just missed. But now if he throws a fastball, his 85 is going to look like 95.
1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-1 pitch. Fastball just missing inside.
3-1. Now he's got to probably throw another fastball in there for a strike.
This will be the 35th pitch of the game for McLaughlin. And it's a fastball that catches. So once again on a 3-1 count, he's able to get a strike called. both times it looked like the batters thought they were going to be able to get the first.
Yes, you can't leave that box. The umpire's going to call it every time.
Here's the 3-2, and this is popped out towards shallow part of the outfield. Caleb Allgood will come up from center and make the grab for the second out.
Very good job of pitching here. 3-1 count, he's behind. Comes back with a nice fastball inside and then a fastball outside.
So the ninth batter for Treasure Coast here in this game, Thomas Salerno, the first baseman, left-handed hitter, is going to walk up to the batter's box, going against McLaughlin. The windup, the pitch, fastball off the shoe, it looked like, of the catcher Husnander. I imagine that stung a little.
That stung a little bit. That stung more than a little bit.
So there's a 1-0 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, still scoreless. That one outside, ball 2.
Okay, now you got a 2-0 count. You're the ninth batter. You're going to be taking a pitch here. You want to get on, get your leadoff hitter up there.
Here's the 2-0, the windup pitch, and that is swung on and poked down the first base line, and it will be foul by just about an inch.
Just like I said, you take a pitch.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just like you said, you swing on that 2-0.
You swing on that too. I know, I'd be taking, especially because there's a breaking pitch also.
2-1 count. McLaughlin goes into his windup, delivers a pitch, and this is popped up. It's drifting back towards third. Capon gets underneath it, makes the grab, straddling the third base line, and the inning is over. Another 3 up, 3 down for McLaughlin, and it's still scoreless as we head to the top of the 4th inning. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Treasure Coast High School.
It's a pitcher's duel. Mike Thomas and John Messina have a play-by-play. Take it away, guys.
Start of the 4th inning here from Treasure Coast High School, and Scott Husnander's up once again for Martin County. 0 for 1 earlier in this game. Shepard doing a great job. 44 pitches through those first 3 innings. Here's his 45th pitch, a breaking ball that started out high, dropped down pretty far, but didn't find its way into the strike zone. Ball 1.
I think Coach Smith talked to his whole team before he came out about being a little more patient at the plate.
1-0, and that one is low and inside. Ball 2.
I mean, Shepard's doing a great job, in and out. You know, like you said, Martin County's been on the tear, and right now we're in the 4th inning with no score.
Next pitch down low once again, ball 3. You know, we talked a lot in the early part of the game about the psychology of pitcher and the pitch selection and stuff like that, but that was for your first time through the lineup. How does it change your second time through the lineup as that 3-0 pitch is going to find the strike zone to make it 3-1?
It has to do with confidence, both for the batter and the pitcher the second time around.
3-1 swung on. That's a line drive, base hit through the gap at third and short. That's going to be the 3rd hit of the game for Martin County, the first for Husnander.
Now that's probably only his second curveball all game that hung up there. It didn't drop at all. And Husnander did a great job waiting on that pitch and driving it in the gap here. Now let's see if Jerry tries something here.
Well, we saw earlier last time they had runners on in the 2nd inning, tried a couple of set plays and got a runner over to third, but they weren't able to get anybody home. They've stranded all 3 base runners that they've had on base so far in this game, as we're going to get Austin Ricker calling a timeout to go to the mound to talk things over with his pitcher, Chad Shepard.
Now, last time they went on first motion with the left-handed pitcher. They tried to steal. So let's see if they do that again.
So Husnander will come in, and Brad Rowley will poke this out to center field. Chapa gets underneath it and makes the grab. So if they were going to try to do anything, we actually got a pinch runner, or a courtesy runner for Husnander over at first. It's going to be number 32, Robert Musia. So Musia is in pitch running for Husnander, and then Rowley on his first pitch pops out to center field, and that is going to bring up number 11, Matt Denena. Runners going. First pitch is a strike, and then the throw from the catcher was high, but able to make the grab is the second baseman, Crispino, and he got his glove down. That ball came in at his chin level, and he was able to make the grab and come all the way down and make the tag on a sliding Musia.
Now, that was a great, quick release. I mean, it wasn't the best throw in the world, but it was right. It was right on target, a little bit high, but the catcher did a great job releasing it because the runner had such a great jump off the pitcher. They went on first motion.
The 0-1 pitch is going to miss the strike zone to Denena, and it's going to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. And great job on the catching Musia stealing. And then on the 1-1 pitch, Denena is going to chop it foul. Coach Smith coaching out there behind third. Bare hands it. We got a 1-2 count.
Jerry's tough over there. Okay? He would be my third baseman all the time. He gets the gold glove for the coaches. We had a vote one year, and he got it.
2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Here's a hit, a grounder over to Barbieri at third. It's a short throw over to first, and he one-hopped it into the chest of Salerno. Salerno wasn't able to come down with the grab, so Denena gets on. We'll call that an infield base hit. How do you think?
That's got to be neat.
I
don't know. I'm tough on that.
The Hall of Fame coach is tough.
Good throw. Good throw would have had him. I think a good throw would have had him. That's tough on a pitcher because you could have got out of that inning and you could have said, hey, I'm going into the 5th with Martin County, not giving up a run.
It's true.
Well, let's see how he reacts with this. If I'm Martin County, I'm going again, and there he goes.
Runner's going. It's a hit and run. This one's pulled foul down the third base line, and Coach Smith threw his arms up. He knew he had a good one on that one.
Well, what he wanted to do, why Jerry's upset, is that's a straight steal. They're stealing on first motion. And Jerry did not want his hitter swinging on that because he had second base. Now, the catcher picked that up right away. He's going out to the pitcher to say, hey, they're going on first motion. They're going on first look. Look over once or twice because they're going right away. That's why Jerry was upset.
Now, do you see what Coach Smith has seen that has made them want to go and try to steal?
Absolutely. He's looking over once. Now watch. He's going to change it up now. The catcher did a great job telling him. He's looking once. He's looking twice, and now he's going over. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if you go on first motion, I would throw right away over there. Because if they're going on first motion, as soon as you come to a stretch, I'd go right to first. Don't hesitate. He was thinking of that.
He was. Shepard took a look over at Denena at first and then stepped off the mound.
They got something on. Jerry's got that look in his eye.
0-1 count. Shepard looks at Denena at first, turns and delivers a pitch. That one's outside. Ricker comes up looking like he's going to throw down to first, but he holds off. It's a 1-1 count.
Now, notice what it's doing, too. It's kind of taking the pitcher out of his rhythm, which that's going to accomplish a lot right there.
There's a pitch. That's a breaking ball into the zone, and it is pulled foul down the third base line and out of play. So a big hit for White, but it's going to go down as a long strike, too.
He hit that very well. That was a curveball that kind of hung a little bit on the inside here. I think they're going again here.
1-2 count, 2 outs.
But again, here's how you stop that. You throw over right away.
So don't just throw it right now.
Right now. And you got him.
Shepard looks over at first, turns the runner's going, swing and a miss. It's strike 3, and that's the third out. So another runner is stranded for Martin County, and a strikeout for Chad Shepard as he gets out of trouble. We'll take a break. We will be back as we move to the bottom of the 4th, still scoreless. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here live from Treasure Coast High School.
Coast High School, bottom 4th inning. Mike Thomas, John Messina have a play-by-play.
Bottom of the 4th, still scoreless here, and Kyle McLaughlin going back out onto the mound for Martin County. 5 strikeouts his first time through the lineup, and he's facing the top of the lineup once again, and Barbieri's going to lay a bunt down the first base line. Oh, and it's going to stay fair. McLaughlin tried to hold up on it, thinking maybe it'll kick foul. It didn't, and it turned back to bite him. That's going to be a base hit.
Excellent job. And remember how we were talking about an inning or so ago, how with no baselines, they have grass baselines there. You bunt it toward that line, it's just going to die right there.
So Barbieri breaks up the no-no, the perfect game here in the 4th.
So we're not going to be a part of history here.
Nah.
Geez.
Break the set.
Break the set. So now we can talk about it, because I was one of these guys. Somebody had a no-hitter going, a perfect game. You don't talk to me. I don't talk to you about it.
How about that Southport pitcher, the sophomore, throwing a perfect game the other night? Oh, first pitch into the next batter, Mike Crispino, and he fouls that one back to the backstop.
I would not be surprised if they bunt him over again right here.
Anthony Barbieri taking a decent lead over at first.
Look at the third baseman.
Is playing up close to the grass. Everyone's playing up, and a throw over to first. That was close.
That was close.
And you actually saw Denena thought they had it. He jumped when he heard the call as safe.
That looked good, but they have a better angle than us. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
0-1
count. Nobody out yet. Bottom of the fourth inning. And Barbieri's going to go back over to second. He wants to call a timeout. And we're going to get it.
You know what I used to hate? If your player calls a timeout, comes to talk to you, everybody knows there's something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Whether it's a steal, whether it's a bunt, whether it's a hit and run, something's coming on. I used to try to tell my guys, stay in that box, don't come out of that box, and I'll give you hand signals what we're doing. But don't come out of that box and tell everybody that something's going on. Or you go down there and the coach is going to tell you we're not going to do anything hit away.
And so as Crispino stepped back into the batter's box, it looked like Hustander called a timeout. And he took a long look down at Vasquez and Barbieri at first. McLaughlin checks off Barbieri at first. And he's going to throw once again. Another great throw. He's got a great pickoff action there, but that time Barbieri was able to slide in underneath the tag.
Even if he doesn't get him, he's moving him back a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet. Okay, look at his lead, how much smaller it is than it was two pitches ago.
It's a full step shallower than where it was. Now he takes a half step back towards second. Here's the throw. They show bunt, and it's pulled foul back to the backstop.
Everybody knew the bunt was coming there. I mean, Martin County had their outfielders coming in on that. But, again, what McLaughlin did was excellent because he moved the runner back. And like you said before the pitch, which way was the runner going? Going back. So you accomplish what you're doing right there. Showing bunt here.
And that is high and outside on the fastball, and it's going to be ball one.
Now the third baseman's playing softball distance. So what do we do here? We show the bunt and we hit away.
And he is standing on the grass, but it was interesting showing bunt with 2 strikes. You don't see that too often.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
1-2 count. The runner's going, and it is popped foul out of play.
It can't be a hit and run with 2 strikes.
Can't?
Can't. Well, it can, but, you know, you're gonna swing at something over your head. I think that's going to be a run, and then if the pitch is in there, hit. So that's called a run and hit on a strike only.
Okay.
Okay, that's a new one. I just made that one up.
I
want you to know that. Okay.
There's the 1-2. Runner thought about going and holds up. The pitch was low. And we even up this count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, if we get to 3-2, then he's going to go. I don't know if he would go on 2-2. 3-2, you're going to go. Now he's got his lead back to where it was before he threw over. Let's see if he throws over again.
McLaughlin does throw over, and another nice move. That time Barbieri just about a half a second before the tag from Vasquez.
See, I know Brett too well. I learned so much from him. Great pitching coach.
That is a great pickoff move by McLaughlin, though. I mean, he's throwing it in. It's a laser beam right into the glove of Vasquez, right where the tag needs to be made. So really shaving down. The runner's going again. This is looped out to center field. Allgood's running to his left. He'll make the grab, and we'll have 1 out. And he throws it into the infield as Barbieri will go back safe to first.
Nice job of pitching again. Nice job of pitching again.
Allgood makes the first out there in center field. Barbieri is still at first, and now we get David Martinez, the shortstop, 0 for 1 in the game.
I would think he's going to be going. Okay, you want to get him at second base with your third and fourth hitters coming up.
1 out, bottom of the fourth. Pickoff attempt. That one a little bit too high. No tag made. As Barbieri is back safe.
How many times has he thrown over?
I would say 4, 5.
Dirty uniform over there.
Very dirty.
Very dirty. Mom's got a
she's
job.
Pulling her hair out here in the stands.
Mom's got a job tonight cleaning that uniform. And I know for a fact that's the hardest to get out is the clay, right?
Oh, the clay on a baseball field?
Yeah,
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
First pitch down in the dirt. Ball 1.
If you're going to go, if you're going to do straight steal, and Kyle's going through 49 signs over there, so something's going on. If you're going to go, you're going to try to guess on a breaking pitch.
McLaughlin will check off the runner at first, and a throw and a very close attempt. That one looked like it was the closest yet, but Barbieri safe by a hair.
So we agree the white uniform's gone, right?
Oh yeah, no, he's
gone.
wearing the alternate
clay
uniform.
The alternate clay uniform, but he looks good over there.
It's stylish.
It's very stylish.
And another foul back to the backstop.
Okay, now we got a big decision to make because we haven't talked about this.
Okay.
Who's getting the pop-ups?
Oh, that's you all the way. You've got the hat.
I got the hat.
You got to save the
I'm
equipment.
getting the pop-ups. I got to save the equipment, right? The TV camera, everything. All right.
1-1 count, 1 out.
Man of my caliber here, okay?
I tried to catch a pop-up once. It hit me square in the chest. It wasn't good. That's why I came into the broadcast booth. 1-1 count. Another pickoff attempt over to Barbieri at first. And it will be just a hair late once again. Barbieri's safe.
And again, he's taking the pitcher out of his rhythm a little bit. The runner's doing a really nice job at first.
And the timeout called. Martinez will back out of the batter's box. And how much of these timeouts is strategy just to keep the pitcher off his rhythm?
Almost all of them.
Almost all.
Almost all of them.
1-1. One runner on, still scoreless here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And a throw is going to be popped up. The runner was going. A little bit of a late release, but it didn't matter. It was popped foul anyway.
That was the hit and run. That was the hit and run. Pitch was outside. It was off the plate, but Martinez did a real nice job going with the pitch to protect the runner. Okay, because when you said it wasn't a straight steal, it was a hit and run on that.
1-2. And a throw back to first, and Barbieri slides in safely.
I wish we had one of those teleprompters that you could put the marks and we could see where his lead was after each pitch.
Yeah.
This guy is shorter and shorter because he's throwing over there.
He's almost a full 2 steps shy of where he started out at the first part when he got over there. Here's the 1-2. McLaughlin will get the call from Hustander. Goes into his windup, runners going, and then once again, fouled out of play.
Another hit and run.
Another one.
Another hit and run on that. Okay, now you get to 2 strikes. You're really not going to do a hit and run on that.
Well, say what you will. Both coaches consistent.
Excellent.
They get the idea of trying to get a guy over to second by hook or by crook, and they're going to do it.
Well, 1 run might win this today. I didn't think so before we started, but it might be a 1-run game.
1-2, runners going. Hustander gets the throw, and he missed his target, and it gets past the glove of the second baseman, Denena, but Barbieri slid in head first, so he wasn't able to advance to third.
Now, I'm going to give Treasure Coast a lot of credit. I mean, they knew they had to steal. Their job was to get that runner over for the 3rd and 4th hitters, and they guessed the right pitch. That was a really, really tough pitch for the catcher to come up and go throwing on that.
Yeah, it was low and outside, and he had to jump out from behind the plate to grab it, and he double clutched it just a little bit. And here's a poke back past the glove of McLaughlin. Reardon will come up and make the throw over to first, and he didn't get him. The runner's still trying to advance to second. Now we get a throw over to third, and the tag out is made at third. Wow, what a play there. Barbieri is out at third with 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 4th, and Martinez will advance to second.
Okay, now let's go over that again here. I don't know if we have
might need a timeout to do this.
Timeout. Ground ball to shortstop. Slowly hit. First baseman came off the base. The runner's safe. Nobody's going to second. So the runner went to second, was going in there standing up, but the runner from third rounded the base too far, and Martin County alertly got the runner at third. So basically, nothing happened.
So, but was it intentional that Reardon came off the bag? Did they want to make that play to get the guy out at third?
No, he wouldn't have had him. He wouldn't have had him there.
Okay.
So basically, if you think about it, they had a runner on second and a ground ball to short. Nothing happened. If he threw it to first and got him out, we would have been in the same situation we are now. But we had a 6 to 3, chasing a runner down, and then threw to 5 and got the other runner.
So a 6-3-5, basically fielder's choice.
Don't ask me to explain that again. That was hard enough. I'm trying to use my memory here. That
was a good job on the memory.
That was a pretty alert play, number one, by the base runner, number two, by the first baseman, making that throw. Nobody covered second on that. I'm trying to figure out why. Shortstop came up and got the ball. Second baseman was going where?
I guess he was going, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. But it worked out.
Anthony Chapa up, fouled the first pitch he saw. And with a runner at second and 2 outs, he swings on this off-speed pitch, pulls that foul, and he's down in the count 0-2.
Okay, big pitch. This is Treasure Coast's best hitter. 0-2 count. What are we going to do? Low and away here with a fastball. This is what I'm guessing here.
Do you even try to throw anything over the strike zone? I mean,
No,
you got a base open at first.
No, not 0-2. Not 0-2.
0-2, that one
That
right
was
down
good.
Broadway, and that got fouled out of play. That's gonna go for a mile.
We got lucky on that.
That was
that was not a good 0-2 pitch.
That was the 56th pitch of the game for McLaughlin.
And I think most of them been this inning.
A good chunk of them have, yeah.
Oh, he's doing a real nice job. Very impressed with him.
Here's the 0-2. And a breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. That's the third out. That's going to end the inning. A lot of excitement, but in the end, Treasure Coast strands one runner on base, and we're still scoreless. We move to the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here live from Treasure Coast High School. Welcome back to Treasure Coast High School, still scoreless. And we got Chris DeMeo walking into the batter's box. He walked his last time up. On deck will be Caleb Allgood, and then back to the top of the lineup with Matt Reardon. First pitch from Shepard is going to be low and outside, ball 1.
Now, the worst thing that Shepard could do, I don't think he's going to do it, is walk these hitters, because you don't want to get those big boys are due on the top of the order.
Yeah, they haven't gotten anything going yet today, but you don't want to give them a chance with a runner on, that's for sure. 1-0 pitch misses low and away once again, and it seems like Shepard struggling a little bit, left-handed pitcher. When he goes up against these left-handed hitters, he's having trouble hitting that mark on the outside part.
Exactly right.
And a swing on the 2-0 is going to be pulled foul down the first base line. But Shepard has been dominant against right-handed hitters.
Now, I'm watching Jerry at third. You got a 2-0 count, ball's in the dirt, and you're swinging at it. Or not in the dirt, but low. I mean, this is where you got to get on base. That could have been easily ball 3, and then you're working your way on. But let's see what he does here.
The 2-1 is going to be a slow dribbler over into the glove of Salerno at first. He'll make the grab, step on base unassisted, and we got 1 out.
Again, great job by Shepard coming back. Falling behind and then coming back.
And that's what he's been able to do most of the game. Even against these left-handed hitters, he falls behind early, but he's able to either force an out or come back for the strikeout. Now we got Allgood stepping in. He struck out swinging, and he shows a bunt, puts it down the first base line. Shepard will pick it up, throw over to first, and just like that, we've got 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Now we go from a 2-0 count to the last batter. 2-0 count. 2 pitches more, and we got 2 outs. So again, they're not being patient enough, and now we got the big boys coming up with nobody on. And, if I'm Treasure Coast, I get that outfield just a shade deeper.
And Matt Reardon, he's 0 for 2 in the game. Both of them, he lifted high out to right and left field. And the first pitch, well, that's a way to get on base. You take one off the elbow. Matt Reardon takes one for the team, and he's on base.
Now, I'll make a little wager here that he's going to go.
Well, based on how this game has played out so far?
Yeah. He's going to go because the worst thing that can happen is Vasquez leads off next inning. That's the worst thing that can happen. They're going to try to go on first motion again. Okay? Now watch his lead. Look at his lead. Very, very big.
Yeah, he's standing out almost where the grass comes back to the baseline, but Shepard will step off the mound. He saw it too. And
he can almost touch second base.
2 outs.
Look at that lead. That's as big as I ever seen.
Especially at the high school level. Now there's a throwback to first, but Reardon knew that was coming. He saw the pitcher take a glance over. I mean, he's got where that grass curves back towards the baseline. He's straddling that.
He's got his back foot on that, Mike. I mean, that's one of the biggest high school leads I ever seen. Look at this one.
He's 3/4 of the way down the baseline, and that one was pulled foul down the first base line.
Now, you know what they might be doing? They might, if he throws over to first, they might be going right away to second. they may be going on first motion that if he does throw to first, I'm not coming back to the base. I got such a big lead, I'm going to go right into second base.
And Reardon, 9 of 10 on stolen bases so far this year. He's got a ton of speed.
Look at that lead. That's his biggest. He's got so much confidence.
And he's going.
He's
and
going to
it's
stand
a high
up.
pitch inside. He's going to slide in, safe at second. Matt Reardon with his 10th stolen base of the year. 10 of 11 now on stolen bases, and that one just a blink of an eye, and he was home.
Now, how confident are you with your pitcher that you don't give Vasquez anything good to hit and you try to get the next guy?
Well, when you've got 2 outs and second base is open,
Oh,
the runner's going to third, and this is hit fair, and it's going to be an out at first. Matt Reardon was going. He had a great jump. He was home already by the time that tag out was made at first.
he might have scored from second on a ground ball on that.
He might have.
He had a tremendous jump.
Still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Treasure Coast High School. Bottom of the 5th, still scoreless here, and Treasure Coast hanging in there. I mean, they haven't been able to get any runs, but the defense has really been doing a great job shutting down these big bats of Martin County. And I got to imagine, John Messina, that these guys have got to be feeling pretty confident about where they are in this game to be still scoreless here this far in.
If you're the underdog and the longer you play with somebody that's a big favorite, the more you're confident. And Shepard has done such a great job on the mound. He's getting through the big boys, okay? Even though Treasure Coast only has 1 hit, we have no score here.
R.J. Sheltra will walk in. His second at-bat was out on a drop third strike to end the 2nd inning. And now he swings a huge cut, going for the fences on that one, but he came up empty-handed. He's down in the count 0-1, and here's the 0-1 pitch. Same swing, 0-2. Count, still scoreless. Bottom of the 5th, nobody on, nobody out. The windup, the pitch from McLaughlin, and that is low and away, ball 1.
Now, you see that 0-2 pitch? That was excellent. Excellent. Just enough off the plate that the batter might go for it. You know, 0-2 pitch, you don't throw completely in the dirt. You got to make the hitter think about going for it with 0-2.
There's the 1-2. And that one swung on and missed, strike 3. It looked like that one had a little bit of an off speed to it. Sheltra got fooled and swung over the top of it.
That thing went straight down. Great breaking pitch.
So Sheltra goes down swinging. And A.J. Nieves will come in. Struck out looking to lead off the 3rd inning. To end the 2nd inning last time up. 1 out. And he shows bunt. But he's going to come up empty-handed, and it was, since he was trying to advance, I guess they're going to call him out call him strike 1.
Martin County is really playing a bunt. Third baseman's going to be on the grass. Shortstop's coming in a little bit. First baseman's coming in a little bit.
0-1's going to be a fastball down low. Evens this count up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So we really only had 2 scoring opportunities in the whole game, 1 for each team.
Correct, yeah. Here's the 1-1, and that one stays outside, ball 2.
Treasure Coast got to get a runner on, got to make something happen. I don't think they're going to bunch 3 or 4 hits together against McLaughlin.
Here's the 2-1, and it is going to miss downstairs, and we got 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
Could be taken here, Mike. Could be taken here.
Here's the 3-1, and that one's going to miss low and away. So Nieves will get on with the base on balls. Just the 3rd different base runner of the game. Treasure Coast has never had 2 base runners on at the same time. And it's going to bring up Brandon Hall, the 7th batter in the lineup, the left fielder. So let's see what Brandon Hall can do. He's 0 for 1, struck out swinging his last time up.
Now let's see what type of lead he has on first.
A modest lead for Nieves at first, and a bunt laid down right in front of the pitcher. He'll pick it up, checks second, turns the throw. Vasquez makes the grab in the dirt. That ended up being a lot tougher than it looked like it was going to be.
Great play by the first baseman.
Yeah, McLaughlin threw it right into the dirt in front of the bag.
Okay, now here's where your eighth batter's got to come through here. Or, I'll tell you something else. In a close game, if they're not holding you at second base, you go for third and take a chance that, hey, they might throw it in the outfield. I know there's 2 outs. And, you say you don't want to make the last out at third, but you got to make something happen.
Austin Ricker will come in 0 for 1, flew out to shallow center field his last time up. Runner in scoring position at second is Nieves. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs, and Husnander didn't like what he saw, so he'll call a timeout from behind the plate and come out and talk to his pitcher.
What they're doing right now, Mike, is they're changing the signs because the runner on second is looking in at the signs and trying to relay them to the batter. Now, that sounds like something that comes out of, space science, but it's really not. It's a very easy thing to do.
2 outs. That's a breaking ball that hung up high and inside. Ball 1.
We do have somebody down in the bullpen warming up for Martin County.
Yeah, we do. Can't see the number from where we are here. We'll see if we get a new pitcher, probably 6th inning at the earliest, unless this inning goes on a couple hitters longer. But the 1-0 pitch, low and outside, down in the dirt, ball 2.
Great stop by the catcher there. Okay. And they're not paying much attention to Nieves at second. I wonder if he tries it.
No, they're not even really glancing back. A casual glance. Now they go back to cover the bag, and it's a great throw. But Nieves is able to slide in, hands first. He's safe.
Now, a lot of times that could be a set play where the catcher sees that he's taking a big lead, and the catcher will drop his glove. When the catcher drops his glove, the shortstop goes over, and the pitcher throws.
And he just dropped his glove to touch the dirt. The shortstop backed out.
Yep. So their catcher's making some calls here.
So Husnander seeing a lot what's going on there at second with Nieves. It's a 3-0 count. Ricker way ahead, and they're going to just intentionally walk him to go put a runner at second. Now you've got a force out at first, second, or third, and Thomas Salerno will come in for his second at bat. And we're going to get a courtesy runner here. We'll get his name for you in a moment. So the courtesy runner for Treasure Coast is going to be number 17. That's Jeff Almeida. So you got Almeida at first, Nieves at second. 2 outs here, still scoreless. Bottom of the 5th inning. Thomas Salerno is up. He's 0 for 1 in the game. This is his second at bat. McLaughlin at 71 pitches thrown so far in the game. He'll check off Nieves at second, looks back twice, and will turn around and deliver a fastball fouled back to the backstop, strike 1.
That was on your side.
You're still responsible for it if it comes over.
I know. I'm getting the pressure. I'm getting pressure from Craig to cover the camera. I'm getting pressure from you to cover the radio stuff. It's too much pressure for me today.
0-1 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And a breaking ball that hung up high and outside, ball 2.
I'm really giving Treasure Coast a lot of credit. They're really hanging in with an excellent ball team in Martin County.
This 1-1 count, certainly it's good to see, but for a team looking for their first win, they sure look like it's going to be coming any day now. This is an excellent performance, win or lose. Throw back to second. Reardon covers the bag. Nieves is able to slide in safely.
All right, now there goes the steal for third. What did he do? They just pushed him back 2 steps.
You think they would steal third with 2 outs?
You got to try something. You got to try something.
1-1 count. The pitch, and it's a grounder over to Vasquez at first. He watches it into his glove, will tag first unassisted, and the inning is over. So Treasure Coast will strand 2 runners, but we're still scoreless heading to the top of the 6th. A great game for you guys here. We're broadcasting live from Treasure Coast High School. This is the Game of the Week.
Okay, well, we're at the top of the 6th. Exciting game. Martin County is being, they are the guests at Treasure Coast High School. John Messina and Mike Thomas are giving you some great play-by-play.
Third, fourth, and fifth batters of the lineup up for Martin County. Leading off will be the third baseman, number 9, Kevin Capon, followed by Husnander and Rowley. Capon 1 for 2 in the game, had the first hit for Martin County and then grounded out his last time up. First pitch he shows bunt, lays it down the third base line, but foul.
Now Martin County's getting to a point in the game where, wait a minute, we're not going to just knock this ball around. We got to make something happen off this kid because he's keeping us off balance.
And Shepard's at 68 pitches in the game. When you throw a bunch of breaking balls like that, does it allow you to go longer, shorter, or does it not have any impact at all? And this one's put into play. It's a short grounder over to Martinez. That short, tough throw over to first. And oh, it was a good throw by Martinez. I didn't think he would have a chance at all, but he made it a lot closer. But still, Capon is safe, an infield single.
Now what he did on that, he hustled down the line. That was a ball in the hole. Martinez made a good play, made a good throw, but you got to give that runner credit. He was flying down that line. Your question before, I mean, people talk about pitches under stress. Now, what does that mean? Pitchers under stress, you got bases loaded, and now you're making those big pitches. Some people believe that causes more stress. I don't really think so. I think it's, your total number. I mean, if you're throwing 9,000 curveballs, yeah, your arm's going to fall off, okay?
Pinch hitter for Husnander is going to be number 32, Robert Musia. We saw him run the bases earlier for Husnander as a courtesy runner. Ricker's setting up on the outside part of the plate. They show bunt, and this is popped foul back towards the backstop.
One of my sons, AJ, gave me a book for Christmas on baseball in the 50s and 60s, and they were talking about a game in which Warren Spahn and Juan Marichal pitched 15 innings each. And Spahn threw, you better be sitting for this, 267 pitches.
No.
And Willie Mays, and he was 41 years old. Now, of course, he never lifted his arm up the rest of his life. Now, I don't know. But Willie Mays hit a home run off him in the bottom of the 15th to win the game. Can you imagine if that happened now?
Oh, people would be losing their minds.
Oh, God. Everybody would be running out there, this and that. That's just tremendous willpower. They said neither pitcher would not come out of the game. But 267 pitches.
We got Coach Smith with the conference on the mound with his entire infield as the home plate umpire is now going to come out there and break it up. Well, I don't see any action in the bullpen area for Treasure Coast here, so but a little bit of strategy, maybe try to settle him down after that infield hit by Capon.
Oh, he's putting a bunt defense in with a left-handed batter here. This is look where the third baseman is now.
He is 3 feet into the grass.
He's softballing. They're definitely taking the bunt away for third. He's squaring.
There's an 0-1 count. He pulls back, runner's going, and he's going to lean into the pitch.
No,
they're going to say that he leaned right into it. And he did. I mean, that was right down the middle of the plate.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, let's see if we have a semi-argument here. I don't think you have much. Again, I wish we had the availability of watching this on the TV. But I thought that would have been called a strike, right?
It would have been, from our vantage point, I mean, we're right behind home plate. And to some extent, our view of the plate is covered by the umpire. But it did look like it was right down the middle, and Musia leaned into it. And it did bounce off his shoulder, and that's what Coach Smith was saying when he was coming down the third base line. Hey, it hit his shoulder. But the umpire very quickly called that and said, hey, you got to come back here.
See, that's a rule in high school and college. If you do that in the majors, you know what's going to happen next time you come up? Now you're really going to get hit.
So now, does that go down as a strike?
That's a good question. I think it's a ball.
And they're going to throw. This is a bunt down the line. The catcher Ricker's going to pick it up and throw to first, and it's in time.
Really nice play.
A great play from Ricker as he's able to pick it up and hustle, making the throw to Salerno. So Musia is out at first. Capon does advance to second on the sac bunt. So the 2-3 out. Capon will advance to second. We have one out here in the top of the sixth inning. Brad Rowley is due up. 0 for 2 in the game. He's batting 200 on the season. 4 hits on 20 at-bats. And first pitch is outside, but they're trying to steal third, and he's safe. It looked like the throw from Ricker was well in time, but Capon must have done an amazing job just avoiding the tag from Barbieri.
The throw was there in plenty of time. Notice what they did. Again, they're going on his first motion even from second base, because I think he only looked back there once. Now, look at Martin County's strategy. They bunted with their fourth batter.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Treasure Coast has the infield in. They're going to try to cut off any type of run.
Capin's first stolen base of the game, and that's going to be a run as Brad Riley hits a base hit over the glove of Crispino at second, and Capin is able to score easily from third in this scoreless game. Now has Martin County on top 1-0 here with one out in the top of the sixth.
Now, think of that, how they got that run. They had a chance of getting the guy out at first on the ground ball. They had a chance of getting the guy out at third on the steal. So, I mean, Martin County, was very aggressive, which is great, but also they were a little bit fortunate. Now, let's see if Coach Smith's going to make a change here. And let me tell you something. This young man did a great job on the mound. He should be very, very proud of himself. He kept a bunch of really, really good hitters off balance.
Yeah, Shepard played a great game, and his afternoon is done. We'll have his final stats for you in a moment. Looks like the new pitcher coming up is going to be number 25 for Treasure Coast. So we will get his information for you and final stats here. Well, it's actually, I'll tell you right now, it's RJ Sheltra coming in to play, to be the new pitcher. So we'll get the new alignments for you in just a couple of moments. We'll take a break. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here. Martin County leads at 1-0 with one out in the top of the sixth. We'll be back.
What's going on right now? Martin County High School's ahead, 1-0. Top of the sixth. Mike Thomas, John Messina have the play-by-play.
Well, Nieves came into the game. He moved out to right field from the DH spot, and RJ Sheltra will come in and take over on the mound as Chad Shepard's afternoon is done. And a fantastic afternoon for Shepard. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 74 pitches thrown, pitches total thrown, had 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and gave up 5 hits, and gave up the 1 earned run. And that's the difference in this ball game. 1-0. Martin County leads at top of the sixth with 1 out and a runner at first. And Sheltra will back off as he's seen enough shenanigans from the base runners here at Martin County.
Looks like they're thinking of going again, and I think he thinks that they're going again, so that's why he threw over.
Yeah, a little lazy throw over there from Sheltra, just the first, just so Rowley knew that he was thinking about him.
Right.
A little love letter.
Just say, hello, how you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice to make your acquaintance.
That's it. Now he's going to go.
Decent lead from Rowley over at first. Sheltra, the right-handed pitcher, will take a quick glance back.
I think he's listening to us. I really do.
Sheltra wind-up pitch, fastball upstairs. Ricker will come out and look down at Rowley at first, but doesn't throw it. And we got a 1-0 count.
See, that's not a bad play there. If you got the way Martin County runners are breaking off the base, if you got confidence in your catcher, you throw it down after the pitch.
And another throw over, a soft effort over towards Rowley at first. Matt Denena sitting in the batter's box. And sometimes I wonder for these batters, when you see a lot of throws over to first, how much do they need to get back into the at-bat?
They need to get back into it, but a lot of times the pitcher's rhythm is the one that's going to be broken because he's throwing over to first with a completely different motion. But you have to throw over. Otherwise, teams like Martin County are going to just be walking around the bases.
1-0 pitch is going to miss downstairs, so we got a 2-0 count. And once again, Sheltra will step off the mound, and Rowley not concerned at all. And he's running on the hit and run, but this one is popped foul out of play over the Treasure Coast dugout. Strike 1.
Now, I would always teach my infielders on a hit and run, when that ball's popped up, you go down like it's a ground ball. Because who's the runner's going to see first? The runner from first is going to see that second baseman. If it's a pop-up in the infield, now not to you, but to somebody else, you go down for a grounder, he might slide into second.
Here's a pop-up into the right field territory, and it is going to drop in front of Nieves. And that's going to be a base hit. Rowley safe at second, and Denena gets his first hit of the game. He's over at first.
Now that was a nice pitch, and he did a nice job fighting it off and just fisted it into right field.
So Rowley's at second. Denena's at first. 2 runners on for Martin County. They lead at 1-0.
Now you got to stop it right here. You want to blow this open. I don't think that Treasure Coast can come back from 3 runs against McLaughlin. So
No.
you got to keep it at 1 or 2 at the worst.
And Martin County is known for putting up some big innings.
Yes.
And we're going to get a timeout called. Coach Smith will come out, and he's coming out there with his lineup card. So I wonder if we're going to get a change here. And it looks like Nieves might have been a little banged up out there. As his teammates, he was injured somehow on that last play, and his teammates are helping him off the field.
You think he was injured on that last play, or remember how many times he dived back into first? He could have got hurt when he was diving back into first.
Maybe it aggravated it when he was in right field.
Yes.
So John Marotta will come out and take his spot out there in right field. Coach Smith waiting out there in the field of play, and will greet his player as they walk off. So the runners go back to their positions. And we've got everybody going back to their normal spots. We do see the third baseman, Barbieri, going out talking with his shortstop Martinez, and now on the mound talking to the pitcher Sheltra, offering some words of wisdom.
Now, I don't think Jerry would bunt in this situation. I think they got a little bit of momentum going. They punched a few hits together. I think they just hit away.
1 out, top of the 6th, 2 runners on. They have the 1-0 lead. The pitch, breaking ball right into the strike zone, and White's down in the count, 0-1. Count, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. A throw back to second, and never actually left the hand of Sheltra.
Good fake there.
It was good. We've seen that a couple times where the players act like it went into the outfield trying to get the runners to go.
That's a Port St. Lucie trick.
Port St. Lucie has all the tricks.
Tony does all that stuff.
0-1 count, 1 out, fastball, fouled, back to the backstop, right above our camera.
Now, I would have had that. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
I would have had that. I don't want to show off.
No doubt.
But I could have made that, barehanded on that. There's no way I would have missed that one. I just want you to know that. As long as you're safe. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the camera. I hate to say that.
Priorities. I get it.
My boss told me to protect the camera.
0-2, fastball popped up and out of play. Back behind us towards the truck.
That would have been tough.
Nobody worries about the truck,
No,
though.
I'm not worried about the truck. I'm worried about the camera. That's all I'm worried about. Craig, I'm only worried about the camera. That's it. But that one, I would have had to go back a few steps. I could have done a Willie Mays on that one.
Well, that's just fundamental baseball.
That's right.
0-2 count, 1 out. Runner at second's rally, and Sheltra will take a look back and get off the mound and force him to go back at second.
Watch the Treasure Coast second baseman and shortstop. Are they going to get back in position
No, we got a breaking ball that was upstairs, and then Ricker comes up and will throw back to second. Rowley's able to slide in, but a lot closer than you might have thought it would have been.
What they're doing is they're jockeying back and forth, but the last 2 pitches, they haven't got back into their fielding spots before he pitched the ball, and that opens up a big hole on both sides. So pitcher's got to be a little more aware of that.
Sheltra looks back once again. Defensive player's not able to get back, and here comes the shortstop, and a diving grab out there behind in the shallow left field. Martinez goes running back. He had to run a lot farther because of exactly what you were talking about, but he made the grab.
I mean, he was not in position when the pitch was made, but what an effort, and what an amount of ground he covered.
That was huge.
It's like a wide receiver up there.
And then he held onto it coming down to the ground. Talk about wide receiver. That's the new NFL rule confusing everybody. Possession all the way to the ground. He had it there, and we've got 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Chris DeMeo will step in, 0 for 1 in the game.
Now, we can't go under the booth and look at it, under the camera, under the hood?
No, not yet.
Not yet. We're working on that, though, right?
Give us a couple years. The foul back to the backstop by DeMeo. Down in the count, 0-1.
So we're going to have a hood in a few years. That we
In a couple years.
A couple years, okay. I got something to look forward to. That makes me feel good.
2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Martin County scores a run here, and they have a 1-0 lead, and they've got 2 runners on. Rally at second, Denena at first, and this is
Oh,
a grounder
nice play,
off the
nice
glove
play.
of Salerno. Kept it in play, and he's
Oh,
able to
great
recover
play.
and step on first for the third out, but not before Martin County takes a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the sixth with Treasure Coast trailing by 1. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Treasure Coast High School. As we get set to start the bottom of the sixth inning, Martin County is up on top 1-0 as Granado is going to step out there for Martin County. We'll see what he can do here for the sixth inning. Kyle McLaughlin has done a fantastic job. He pitched 5 solid innings there. John Messina, 74 total pitches, faced 18 batters, had 7 strikeouts, 2 hits, 2 walks, no runs.
Excellent job. I was very, very impressed with him.
Kennedy Granado goes into his windup and delivers a pitch on the outside part of the plate to Anthony Barbieri, top of the lineup for Treasure Coast.
So this is Treasure Coast, and they're down 1-0 in the sixth. What I would say to my guys is, hey, score 2 and hold them, and then you're loving life.
Here's the 1-0. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 1.
Now, of course, that's easier said than done. I hope you want to understand that. But,
well.
But that's the philosophy. Hey, score 2 and we hold them, we win. You can't look at it that you're down. You look at it like the chance you can close out the game.
1-1 pitch. Started high and outside. Came back down, but just missed on the outside part of the plate. The Martin County fans that made the trip up thought it was a good strike, but it's ball 2. 2-1 count on the outside part of the plate. Fastball, ball 3.
Now, you got to be taken here. I think Kyle's telling him that. Unless he's perfect, you got to be taken. You get that leadoff runner on, you can make something happen here.
Here's the 3-1. That one, once again, on the outside part of the plate, ball 4. Barbieri will go to first.
Really, really nice job, the batter, getting up there, okay? Now, you're in a bunt situation. You got your second batter coming up here. You got your 3 and 4 after that. But he just walked you, so it's not. He just walked the first batter, so it's not an automatic bunt on that first pitch. If he's going to walk you too, that puts runners on first and second.
Maybe a lot better for Treasure Coast to get that walk than a sac bunt.
Absolutely. Don't give up and out. All right.
And now Coach Smith talking to his batter Mike Crispino.
He's telling him exactly this. Bunt on a strike.
And now Vasquez will come over from first to talk to Granado on the mound. So a little bit of back and forth with these two clubs. It's been a very close game. We've seen a lot of back and forth and a lot of that gamesmanship and what these coaches have seen and been able to manufacture anything that they've been able to get.
Now, could you ever put it this way? Suppose they're not saying anything to anybody, and this is just a decoy, and they're fooling all of us.
Yeah, that would be the best.
That would be the best.
And Vasquez will storm up to first, and they swing at it, and that's going to go out of play.
Now, Martin County charged the third baseman, the first baseman, the shortstop went to second, the second went to first, and the young man hit away. So we could have been in trouble right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I lay down a bunt because I don't think they're going to charge twice.
And he's showing bunt. And they are charging again, and it's laid down the first base line, and it's going to stay fair. Husnander makes the grab, will throw over. Denena will make the grab, and he throws over to third, and it got back behind the shortstop Reardon, but coming over and covering the play was DeMeo, and he's able to save disaster as Barbieri is safe at third.
Okay, now let's go through that play again. That was a bunt and a steal. He was going on the pitch. He laid down that bunt. So that runner, once that bunt was laid down, I'm going right to third. He had third easily. But let me tell you who saved that game. Who saved the game right now is the left fielder.
By going over and covering the bag.
Tremendous play by the left fielder. Great hustle by Treasure Coast. Now, there's a big question for you. We're going to try to squeeze him in with a left-handed pitcher.
David Martinez steps in, first pitch, going to miss high and away, ball 1.
Now, that was beautiful baseball because you had a great offensive play going from first to third on a bunt, and you had a great defensive play with that left fielder saving a run.
And it's solid fundamental baseball, and I mean, that's just something that I feel like at the high school level, you just see a ton of solid fundamental baseball. Here's a shot out to right center field, and that's going to land safely. A run's going to score. We're going to get a tie ball game. 1-0 Treasure Coast has tied it up on the RBI single from David Martinez.
He hit that pretty well. He hit that into the wind. He hit that pretty well out there.
Into the wind, the big field here, where we already pretty much said you're going to have to just have those hard line drive shots. He found the gap where nobody was. He got himself an RBI and a tie ball game.
Now we got pinch runner.
Sure looks like it. Looks like that is going to be number 17, it looks like. Jeff Almeida pinch running once again here for this Treasure Coast team over at first. 1 out, bottom of the 6th, tie ball game, 1 all. And the big star for Treasure Coast, Anthony Chapa, is up. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Had a ground out, struck out swinging his last time up, but he's got a runner at first in Almeida. Granado will check off the runner at first and turns around and delivers a breaking ball that's going to stay outside, ball 1.
Breaking balls are hanging a little bit. I mean, he's got to get it down. Treasure Coast is doing a nice job with the breaking balls. Luis Martinez did, going the opposite way with that. Hit it in the gap. I thought that might be in there for a double.
Just not, it seemed like it might have been pushed down a little bit from the wind because it seemed to have hung up there. It was just so far over the heads of the outfielders, they had no chance to get there. Perfectly spaced where they just couldn't get to. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A breaking ball that hung up, and it's fouled back to the backstop.
I was ready. I just want you to know that. I was ready. Okay. Next game, I'm bringing a mitt.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run for each team. 1's all over the place. Anthony Chapa, number 11. Here's the pitch. And it's put in play. Reardon will make the grab. He'll throw over to Denena at second. Gets the first half. Throws over to Vasquez. And we got the 6-4-3 double play. That ends the inning, but not before Treasure Coast ties it up. We have a tie ball game, 1-1 as we head to the top of the 7th. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Treasure Coast High School.
You're listening to WSTU Stewart. It is an exciting tie game. Martin County is at Treasure Coast High School. Mike Thomas and John Messina are giving you the continued play-by-play.
Top of the 7th inning, and John, every time we get together, it seems like we're destined to go to extra innings. We're not there yet, though. 3 more outs for both offense to try to get a run. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Martin County. Cray Finfrock will step up. Leadoff batter here for Martin County, a star player in his own right. And he's been batting .300 so far on the season. Going into the game against Sebastian River, he's got himself 6 hits on 20 at-bats.
So let me ask you this. My dinner's on hold then, right?
It appears that way.
Okay, I'm just checking with you.
But at least now with the daylight savings time, we don't have to rush out of here by the 9th inning.
Okay, so we could be here for 14, 15 innings. But
We
this
could.
is a great game. Absolutely great ball game.
Sheltra back out on the mound there for Treasure Coast. And the first pitch is a fastball right down Broadway, strike 1.
I mean, if I'm Treasure Coast, I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. I mean, if you can get through this inning, you know, then it's up to you. You score, you win.
1-1. The pitch, another pitch right belt high, right into the strike zone, strike 2.
Now, be careful here with the 0-2 pitch. Be very careful with the 0-2 pitch. Don't give him anything good to hit.
Next pitch, swung on one that looked like it was outside, but close enough he had to protect, and it's outside.
Okay.
Foul ball.
Just change your location. All 3 pitches have been in the same zone. You know, good hitters are going to look for that zone and tee off on it.
Here's the 0-2.
Great
Swung
pitch.
on and missed. The pitch down low. Strike 3. Finfrock goes down swinging, and it's going to go bring us to the top of the order. Reardon and Vasquez on deck.
That was really a nice pitch.
And anytime you can get one that's going to drop out of the zone like that, and you get these batters swinging over top of it, you know you got money.
Okay, here comes the big boys now, and they have one. They don't have a hit, right?
No,
Between the two of them.
Reardon had to lean into one, get hit by a
Right.
pitch to get on base. First pitch is a ball outside, ball 1.
Now, I'd like to see him get on, just because he took like a 30-foot lead with a left-hander. What is he going to do against a right-hander?
1-0 pitch, swung on and fouled out of play.
That was a little out of my range. I'm not going to show off and go down the line and catch
Okay,
that.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
one.
gonna stay in my range.
That one down the third base
That
line.
would have been tough. I would have been on workers' comp for the rest of the year. Okay.
Yeah, Reardon was taking what, about a 15-foot lead over there at first?
That's the biggest lead I ever seen.
1-1 pitch upstairs, ball 2.
Now, the one thing you don't want to do is walk this young man. You know, let him put the ball in play, take your chances. You walk him, I'm telling you, he's going.
2-1. He almost scored from second on an infield ground ball. That's how fast he is. He's 10 for 11 on stolen bases this year, and the 2-1 is going to miss down in the dirt, ball 3.
Now, you got to come in with a fastball here, and if you're Reardon, you're loving life right now.
You can't swing on this, can you?
Yeah.
Really?
He batting 600, you could swing whatever you want.
First pitch on the 3-1. It's a fastball in there, strike 2.
But he didn't like the 3-1 pitch. That's plate discipline. That's a good hitter here. Okay? Anything close, he's going to be swinging now.
Full count, 1 out, top of the 7th, tie ball game. Matt Reardon swings on this one. He puts it in play, and it's going to be a base hit off the glove of Crispino, who dove out for it. Almost made a great play to keep it from squirting into the outfield. But even if he got his glove on it, Reardon's so fast, I don't know if he'd have been able to get up and make the throw to first.
There's no way he would have had him. A great effort by the young man at second base. Okay, here we go with the lead. I'm going 15, 16 feet. Watch this.
So we'll wait and see where Reardon goes with his lead. Vasquez will come up. He's 0 for 3 in the game.
Look where he started his lead.
He's starting his lead 1 foot in the grass over there on that baseline.
Look at that.
And a throw, well, Schulcher thought about throwing, and Reardon started to go back, and he actually stumbled a little bit on his attempt to get back, but there was no throw.
You might have had him there. That might have been your only chance.
And a slide back in, but the pickoff attempt was high.
Now he's back in sliding before the ball even gets there. So he's going to go another foot.
Matt Reardon over at first. Vasquez waiting for his first pitch. It's a fastball, and this is popped up. The second baseman, Crispino's backing up. He makes the call and the grab. Reardon has to go back to first, and that's the second out of the inning.
What a great pitch. What a great pitch to get Vasquez. So Vasquez is 0 for 4?
0 for 4.
That's amazing.
It's not too often that happens.
Nah, that might be the only time this year. He's such a good hitter.
Kevin Capon, the third batter in the lineup, is up. 2 outs, tie ball game. Top of the 7th inning. Martin County and Treasure Coast all tied at 1. Pickoff attempt at Reardon at first, and he's able to slide in safely.
Now, this would be a great time for a pitch out. A great time, because he's going.
Reardon will take a huge lead. He's running to second. Ricker will throw to second, and the ball squirted out of the glove of the second baseman, Crispino. So Matt Reardon now safe at second, his second stolen base of the game. 11 for 12 stolen bases on the season.
I mean, he was 3/4 of the way there before the catcher got the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thought he was going to go. Now, he's going to score on anything in the outfield. So infielders, you got to knock that down.
Capon with the 0-1 count can give his team a lead if he puts this in play, and is safe with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The 0-1 pitch, fastball popped up. It's drifting back towards out of play. The catcher, Ricker's, going over towards it, and it's going to be out of play by about 3 feet. Straight down over there by the bleachers, and I'm sure Coach Smith over at third was like, blow, wind, blow.
Well, that was the wind that knocked it foul, because that would have been a foul ball, but the wind knocked it out of play there.
And the wind is coming right in and helped it along nicely. Might have kept Martin County, kept their chance of taking a lead going into the bottom of the 7th alive. 2 outs and 0-2 count. The windup, the pitch upstairs, ball 1. Good job by Ricker, but able to jump up and save that from going to the backstop.
I'm pretty impressed with Ricker. He has done a nice job back there today.
And Ricker is not the tallest catcher you'll see here on the Treasure Coast, so he had to make a full extension to go up there and make that grab. Here's a 1-2 fastball. That one's fouled, out of play again. Capon doing a good job here. 4 pitches so far in this at-bat, battling back from an 0-2 count.
Don't be surprised if Reardon hits toward third. Don't be surprised on that. He's got a nice jump.
And the shortstop, Martinez, will come back and get between Reardon and second.
Yeah. They saw the same thing that we saw. Okay, he had a gigantic lead at second.
1-2 count. Sheltra delivers the pitch, and it's another foul ball. Capon having trouble catching up in front of these pitches. He keeps fouling them down the first base line and out of play.
I wonder if you go inside a little more. Can he handle that pitch? You're ahead 1-2.
A throw back to second. Reardon doesn't even have to slide. He's able to stand back in, but Martinez did a great job sneaking in and getting between Reardon and the bag.
He's getting them back a little bit. We got the lead down to about 10 feet now.
Shelter will check back, turns around, delivers a pitch. Reardon's going. This is a shot out to left field. On his horse is Hall running over, but he's not going to get there as it's going to drift out of play. So it will be a very, very, very long foul ball.
Now, he could have walked into third base. Okay, that's as good a jump as he had. I mean, I like the aggressive calling by Coach Smith because you're not waiting for something to happen. You're making it happen. And I think kids respect that.
1-2. 2 outs. A throw back to second. Reardon will step on the bag and then just duck to get out of the way of the ball as it was coming in. But he's safe at second. And Chotra throwing more pitches to the bases than he is to the batters. His pitch count's only 28, but in reality, his arm's throwing a lot more than that.
Absolutely.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball out of play.
And he was going again. He's got third base anytime he wants.
That's, by my count, the 4th straight ball fouled off by Capon. And this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Now, who wins this battle? If the pitcher's throwing pitches, or a lot of pitches, or if the batter's fouling off a lot?
I tend to go in favor of the batter in that situation.
I think you're absolutely right on that.
Here's the 1-2 fastball down low.
Good.
Ricker wanted a pitch up, but nobody went to cover the bag.
Yes, that was exactly right. He wasn't going then, so, but I think he threw his hands up a little bit too late.
I think he was pointing to the second baseman, Crispini, who didn't see it.
Yeah.
So we got an even count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Reardon's going, and another foul back to the backstop. He's straightening out the fouls, though. Means he's getting his timing down.
If you foul something straight back, you're right on it. Okay?
He's just a little higher, a little low.
Just a little higher and lower. And I think that's what he's going out. The catcher's going out and saying, hey, let's not have that in the same location, okay?
Well, we're already up at the, this will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. And I was at Tradition Field for some of the Mets and Marlins games, and Stanton took a pitch count up to 12 and then rocked one of the biggest homers I've ever seen off the wall in center field on the field behind the main field at Tradition Field.
That was amazing.
And he just fouled 4 or 5 pitches straight back in a row. Reardon's going. This one's a slow blooper out to shallow center field. Back to make the grab is going to be, I believe, that was the second baseman, Crispino, coming over, but he's got the ball, and that's the 3rd out. So Martin County gets their speedster Reardon in scoring position, but they can't bring him home. We are knotted up at 1 going to the bottom of the 7th. Treasure Coast is due up. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here on the Treasure Coast Sports Net. Tied up at 1 here as we move to the bottom of the 7th. Sitting to my right is Centennial Eagles Athletic Director John Messina, no stranger to walk-off wins.
Now.
You over there at Centennial.
Yeah, we got the patent on walk-off wins this year.
Stepping up will be the leadoff hitter for Treasure Coast, R.J. Sheltra. First pitch into him from Granado is a strike call down at the knees. On deck is going to be number 18, I believe, as A.J. Nieves was pulled out as he was injured earlier this game. Next pitch, this is a shot out to left center field. Allgood's flying over to try to make the grab, and then diving DeMeo from left will come up and make that grab, a shot that might have saved definitely extra bases. He might have gotten the third on that.
That was a great play by the outfield. The wind definitely held that up, or the game's over. Now, the big question is, a few innings ago, I mentioned to you what a great game this was. We're doing it in record time. And now, as usual, when we do a game, we could have extra innings and no dinner.
Approaching the 2-hour mark here.
Oh, Greg's going to buy dinner. I just heard that.
Oh, good.
Okay, I just want to know that. I hope he's listening.
John Murata will poke this one. It's a shallow ball that's going to be barehanded by Denena. Throw over to first, and just in time, Denena with a cannon for an arm, and he needed every ounce of it. Vasquez making the grab, and Murata's out at first.
Now, young man did great hustle down to first. Great hustle, but you never slide into first base unless it's a tag play, because it's proven it slows you down. And it's easier for the umpire to call. If you run through that base, it's going to get you there quicker and make it tougher for the umpire to call.
Brandon Hall will step in, 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up, and then had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. The 7th batter in the lineup for Treasure Coast. First pitch is going to miss, ball 1. Here's the windup and the pitch from Granado. A little bit off speed, right down Broadway, though. Evens the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pitcher's doing a good job mixing it up. Treasure Coast can't look to end it in one swing. They got to get a batter on and see if they can move him around.
And this one is a little off speed, down in the dirt. Hall had to chase it, and he fouled it back to the backstop, and he's down in the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Martin County has made 2 great plays this inning. The left fielder and the second baseman. Those are 2 excellent plays.
Absolutely.
We're talking about a double and a single.
And then probably a walk-off win at that point.
And we'd be on our way home.
Oh, what a pitch. Fastball from Hall, painted the outside part of the plate, but thought it might have gotten called strike 3. I even think the batter started walking toward the dugout, but no call from the umpire. And
that's not a good sign if the batter walks away.
2-2. Down in the dirt, full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners would go if we had any.
Big pitch, okay? Again, if he gets on, and again, always looking to batter ahead, you're going to try to steal him, because I don't think you're going to bunch 3 hits together.
Here's the 3-2. Down in the dirt, ball 4. Granado couldn't get him swinging, so Hall, the winning run, goes over to first, but we got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, and the catcher, Austin Ricker, is coming in. He was walked his last time up, but he's having a fantastic game defensively behind the plate. And he's been asked to do a lot.
I've been very impressed with him. He looks like he would have hockey skills, making some stick saves in here. I was very impressed with that. Be nice, steal a base, he gets a base hit and wins the game. He would deserve it.
Sure would.
Nice lead at first.
Big lead by Hall at first. That's a Reardon-level lead. And here's a shot that might be a little looper. Nope.
Oh.
Great grab by Denena. He went back to the grass, stuck his glove up, and came down with the 3rd out. So we have played 7 innings, and it's not enough. We're going to go to the top of the 8th. We're tied up at 1. Treasure Coast and Martin County. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Treasure Coast High School.
All right, you are listening to the High School Game of the Week. It is now an extra inning game. We go back to Treasure Coast High School and the top of the 8th inning.
And Scott Husnander is stepping into the batter's box here for Martin County. We got a tie ball game, 1-1 here in the top of the 8th. Extra innings, because this game was just too good. We couldn't contain it in regulation.
Where's my sheet for overtime that I fill out?
Oh, no, it's in the truck.
It's in the truck, okay. All right, I just want to let Greg know.
2-0 count to Husnander.
I think the last 3 or 4 games we have gone extra innings.
Oh, with the 2 of us, absolutely.
Yeah, why don't we just start in the 8th? It would be easier.
2-0, fastball right down Broadway, and that'll be strike 1.
I mean, it's a very well-played game. Now, think about how we talked about Martin County before the game, how they pound the ball. Their defense has been tremendous. They made 3 great plays last inning.
Absolutely. Here's the 2-1. And that one was inside, and it's going to get pulled foul down the third base line. And I mean, if their defense don't make those plays at last inning, they're going to walk out of here 2-1 losers at the end of the 7th by another walk-off win by Treasure Coast. Right. But their defense has played just as good as their offense here today, and their offense has been a lot of fun to watch. They've only generated 1 run, but their base running on the bases has been fantastic. 2-1 pitch, pulled foul, makes it 2-2.
You know, you can't say enough about the pitching. I think we could see the pitching, but the defense has just been excellent. Both teams.
And even when a mistake might be made, I mean, they're able to make up for it. Like when Vasquez got pulled off the base, he was able to get the out with the lead runner at third. 2-2 fastball. Inside check swing from Husnander, and he's able to hold off somehow. 3-2 count.
If I was the catcher, I would have asked first base umpire on that. I don't think he would have gave it to him, but it's always worth a try.
Close enough, you might as well check. Here's the 3-2. And that's going to be a shot right back up the middle. Sheltra threw his glove out but couldn't get a hand on it. He was frustrated after that base hit. Husnander's going over to first. And we got the leadoff runner on for Martin County. We are in extra innings. We're going to get a pinch runner for Husnander, number 24, coming out.
Now that was ball 4, but he did a nice job swinging with that pitch and went with that pitch. Either way, he's getting on. That was a good job.
Brad Riley will come out for Martin County. And the base runner is going to be Cody Bochenek.
Now, Treasure Coast is having their meeting. They're going through their bunt defense, all different scenarios. Coach Hawkins is going out to talk to the runner at first base. If they charge, this might be a nice situation where you fake the bunt and you try to swing away. Or you straight steal.
Well, we haven't seen Bochenek yet this season, or at least I haven't. We'll see what he's capable of pinch courtesy running for Husnander over there at first. Brad Riley will be in. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Had his single his last time up. Flew out to the outfield his last other at-bats. And we're going to get a pickoff attempt at first. Just a hello from Sheltra.
Martin County takes the biggest lead that I have ever seen. They're tremendous. I love the way you're doing it.
It's a big lead for Bochenek over there. And there's going to be a bunt down the first base line, but it landed on the line and kicked foul down the first base side. So everyone will have to walk back and reset strike 1.
Now, do you see how the fields that don't have the clay baseline, the balls die there? I mean, that normally would be way foul, and that was pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
But they die on the grass. So if you're a good button team, this is the type you want. Third baseman's charging here. Let's see what he does here.
0-1 count. Rally at the plate, left-handed or right-handed hitter. Cody Bochenek has to run back to first as Sheltra will step off the mound and take a look over there. Now we get the pitch, runners going, but this is popped up straight back towards the backstop. It's going to stay in play, but it's going to land about 8 inches shy of the fence. Ricker had no chance to come back and make a play on it.
So that was 8 inches shy of the fence and about 2 inches shy of me. Okay, so that was your ball. Okay, that was on your side. I don't want to reach over and be impolite.
I had my eye on it.
You sure?
I was going to watch it all the way in.
Would you have caught it?
Maybe. Probably not.
So I got to bring not only a glove, but a helmet next time.
That is usually wise.
Okay.
0-2 count, nobody out yet. Martin County has 1 runner on. We are tied up here in the top of the 8th inning. And a high pitch is going all the way back to the backstop. That's going to allow Bochenek to take second. And for a game where we've seen a ton of players on base, a total of 12 runners stranded on base so far in this game, and a lot of base running, a lot of stolen bases, I'm surprised that that's the first time we've seen a pitch make it all the way back to the backstop and allow a runner to advance.
That's how good the 2 catches have been.
Yeah.
Because we're probably, just estimating, we've probably seen way over 200 pitches if you ask both teams together. And that's the first ball that's backside. I mean, it's a wild pitch. There's no way, you'd have to be, Dwight Howard to catch that ball.
Yeah, nobody was catching up to that one.
And he has pitched such a great last few innings, that just slipped out of his hand. You could tell, I think he slipped a little bit off the mound. Now, we're going to try to lay down the bunt, if you can, to third base, because you will have the third baseman will not have a play at third if you bunt it toward third.
So let's see. Riley's up. 1-2 pitch, and he fouls it back and out of play. Count will remain 1-2.
I'm glad he listened to me. Swung away. All right. No, you're 2 strikes. You got to do that. But that would have been a nice play, butting it down third. You didn't expect it. If you had your pitch you like, you bunt it down third, you get that runner over.
There's the 1-2. Inside, ball 2. Close, but inside.
Consistent. Umpire's been consistent all game. That's all you can ask.
Nobody out, runner in scoring position for Martin County. Courtesy runner Bochenek after the single from Hustainer. Fastball, and this is popped up. The wind is gusty, and that's going to push it back towards the infield. Martinez is back on the grass. The shortstop for Treasure Coast, he'll make the grab. And we've got the first out of the top of the 8th.
Now, that is the absolute worst thing that you could do. I mean, we're not doing it on purpose, but the pop-up, you don't give anybody a chance to move. Fly ball, ground ball, bunt, you get a chance for that runner to get over to third. The worst thing you want in that situation was a pop-up, but that credit's got to go to the pitcher. He made a great pitch. Absolutely great pitch. Right in on the hands.
Matt Denena comes in. And he'll swing on this first pitch. That's a base hit over the hand of Barbieri at third. That's going to move Bochenek to third, and then a little bit of confusion. You had 3 Treasure Coast players behind home plate that made an attempt at the throw-in from the left fielder Hall, and it squirted off their gloves, but all it did was allow Denena to advance to second. So now you got 2 runners in scoring position for Martin County.
You had the third baseman, you had the pitcher, you had the first baseman in the same cutoff spot, and I think everybody didn't know who was going to get the ball. The big thing is now you had the hitter down at second base, so you do not have a force anywhere. Now, they're going to walk the batter, and here comes your force.
So Zach White gets walked. An intentional walk for him, and that's going to load up the bases.
Now, you got to bring the infield in. I mean, how many double plays are really a high school team gonna make during the year? They might make 15, 16 on a good team. You got to get that force at home. You can't try for the double play.
Well, they're bringing everybody in. All the infielders are standing right at the edge of the grass. Chris DeMayo's in. He was walked once, and he's got 2 groundouts. Bases loaded for Martin County. Still tied up at 1. Top of the 8th extra innings here in this baseball game. First pitch fastball below the knees, ball 1.
Now you're making this young man who is, say, if he's a 300 hitter, you're making him a 400 hitter right now. They're way, way in. They're not just on the edge of the grass. They're 1 or 2 steps in.
Here's another swing, and that one's poked out, and the left fielder's flying over, and he had a play at it. Brandon Hall, who was playing pretty far up, even the outfield's really far in, trying to save that run. He almost made a chance at it.
I'm going to give you a great question. Do you catch that or you let it drop? If you catch that, the go-ahead run's going to score. There's no way he's going to throw him out. So what do?
Well, I guess you got to let it fall at that point.
Then you're giving him another chance to have a big inning. I mean, it's really something that you got to make an instantaneous decision on that. I'm glad it wasn't me.
Here's the 1-1 bunt down the third base line. That's going to allow 1 run to score. The throw to first is in time. So the sacrifice bunt works. Martin County will take a 2-1 lead. Cody Bochenek comes home. DeMayo gets himself an RBI. And we're going to get, it looks like with 2 outs here in the 8th, looks like Coach Smith came up to talk about something, and we're going to get a new batter here for Martin County.
That was a safety squeeze. The runner did not go until the batter dropped the ball down. Excellent play. Batter saw that third baseman was playing a little bit, he's on the grass, but he felt that this grass is very slow. Very beautiful field, but the grass is slow. So once he dropped that down, the runner came home. He did not leave early.
2 outs. Runners in scoring position for Martin County. They have the 2-1 lead, and this is bunted down the first base line and foul. The pinch hitter is Caleb Allgood back in the game.
Now, that was a bunt with 2 outs. That was a bunt for a hit.
Yeah?
Oh.
I guess with 2 outs, you have to.
2 outs, yeah. You're just going to go to first.
0-1 count, 2 outs.
Now, he drew that third baseman in. Look how close he is. He might be able to drive it by him.
Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike two, and that was a big cut from Allgood.
Oh, he was trying to drive it right by the third baseman who was way in. Okay. Now he's going back with 2 strikes.
And the infield playing back a little bit except for the first baseman. Here's the 0-2 count. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. The inning is over, but not before Martin County scores a run. They take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the 8th. Treasure Coast playing well. They've got 3 outs left to tie this one up, maybe even get the win. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here from Treasure Coast High School.
Mike Thomas have the play-by-play. Take it away, guys.
Well, Jeremy Vasquez will go over to the mound, and he will be the pitcher for this 8th inning. He can get the save if he can get 3 outs here. His team has a 2-1 lead. Kennedy Granado pitched 2 innings for Martin County. Faced 8 batters, had 2 walks, only gave up 1 hit and 1 run. That is the 1 run that Treasure Coast has scored here in this game. Brad Rowley will move from right field up to take first. And then Cody Bochenek moves out to right. Thomas Salerno is in there, the leadoff hitter for Treasure Coast. And the first pitch is down low out of the zone. Ball 1.
So we got 9-1-2 coming up. 9's got to get on.
Let's see. Salerno with the 1-0 count. Fastball missing low and away. Ball 2.
He's doing his job already. 2-0. Work your way on, and then Treasure Coast will make something happen.
Vasquez in 4 appearances has pitched 9 innings. ERA of 0.78. Very good pitcher, and he has been for a couple of years. The 2-0 fastball was fouled back to the backstop. Strike 1.
I thought it'd be taken here, but it was right down the middle, so.
2-1 count now. Treasure Coast trails by 1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-1 score. And this is popped up, not going to leave the infield. Vasquez will call everybody off, and he gets called off by the first baseman, Rowley. Rowley came flying in, made the grab for the first out. It looked like it got pushed a little bit from the wing because Vasquez was set up right on the edge of the mound, and it ended up coming down a couple of feet to his left, but luckily Rowley was there to heads-up play. Top of the lineup now for Treasure Coast, down to their final 2 outs. Barbieri will go against Vasquez. Barbieri 1 for 2 in the game, did reach on a walk earlier. And he'll pulled off on that first pitch fastball, just missing outside, ball 1.
Treasure Coast hitters are being very patient right now.
It's gotten him this far, so the 1-0. Swung on and missed, strike 1. That pitch was low and away, but Barbieri took a big cut on it.
So I got to take back what I just said. Okay.
Once again, they heard you.
They heard me.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. The windup from Vasquez, and that one, a little bit of a golf swing, fouled back, strike 2.
He's got a nasty breaking pitch into right-handers. It's coming right into their fist. It's really tough to hit.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, and it's a 1-run lead for Martin County. 2-1. Vasquez on the mound. And it's a fastball outside, evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You can't go back, but if he takes that pitch, we're looking at 3-1 right now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So here we get the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and oh no, that was put into play. I thought it was a drop third strike, and not only was it put in play, the throw from Reardon's going to go all the way to the fence, and that is going to allow Barbieri to advance all the way to second. And he's going to call a timeout out there. That was a big play.
Okay, now that pitch was basically on the ground, and he golfed it off the ground, got right past the pitcher. Shortstop had a real tough play, threw it away. Now they had him at second, but the second baseman who was backing up first slipped, and he's got on second. So now we got the tying run on second with 1 out, and here we go again.
So an error
allowed. Error, it's got to be E6, even though it was a tough play.
And an error that allowed Barbieri to get the second.
Correct.
The tying run's in scoring position. The winning run is now up at the plate. 1 out, bottom of the 8th, Crispino, and he caught a lot of that one, but he hit it foul.
He hit that really well down the right field line. That would have tied the game. Now he's looking for anything to drive in the gap. And
The home run's pretty much off the table.
Home run's going to be off the table.
You got to hit too far, too high to get one out of this park.
Yeah.
0-1 count. Breaking ball, and that one's pushed over into play. Reardon goes down. He'll throw to Rowley at first. So they get the second out of the inning, but Barbieri is able to advance to third. So Treasure Coast, they've got one out to move Barbieri from third home and tie this game up.
Now, Reardon made that play look easy, and it
Routine.
was not easy. I mean, he backhanded that and made a real strong throw.
It's not often you see a shortstop go down to their knees in the dirt and then able to come up and make a strong throw and beat the runner, Crispino, at first.
I was impressed. Okay, 90 feet away from a tie game in another inning.
David Martinez will step in. 2 for 3 in the game. 2 singles. Tying runs at third. Breaking ball from Vasquez is going to start outside. Comes back towards the strike zone, but not enough. Ball 1.
Now, I'm going to give you an interesting scenario, and here's my head thinking ahead.
Okay.
If they walk him, are they going to steal first and third?
You can't, can you? Pitch down low, ball 2.
You can do whatever you want, but
I guess.
I guess that. I mean, now you're really gambling.
That's some serious mind games right there.
That could be over my head here.
That's
Okay. Now
past my pay grade. That's your job to tell me what they would do. 2-0 count, 2 outs.
Let's see if we get to that.
They show bunt, pull back, strike right at the knees.
Right at the knees. Small knees. All right, here's your pitch, 2-1. This is going to be a breaking pitch. I'll tell you that right now.
Breaking in towards the hands or down low?
Toward the hands.
And it got hung up outside, and it was fouled back to the backstop.
That's the one you got to drive. That hung a little bit. Now 2-2. Okay.
Well, Martinez battled back. He was ahead, or Vasquez battled back down in the count. It was a 2-0 count. Now it's even up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Vasquez. 2-2.
Oh, good swing.
Fouled off.
Good swing.
We've seen a couple of good shots that were pushed foul here, but Treasure Coast batters just having a hard time pushing them into the field of play the way they've been hitting them foul.
Now, if I'm that runner on third with a left-handed batter, a left-handed pitcher up there, I'm faking. I'm giving him a faking that I'm going. Just throw him off his motion. He can't see you.
Breaking ball, fouled down, and back out of play.
You know what I'm saying? Take a short lead and run down that line. Try to distract the pitcher. Maybe he'll throw one in the dirt. Maybe he'll throw it away. You got to take chances right now.
Because right now, I imagine the mindset for Vasquez is just get this guy out. The guy at third does not matter.
He doesn't exist. He's not in his mind at all. He does not exist. He's concentrating on 24, and that's it.
All he has to do is get 24 out, and the game is over, whether it's a ground out or a fly ball. And that's a fastball down low and just missing the strike zone. Ball 3. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Now, I really shake him up if I'm the runner at third.
Do you just go on a pitch?
No, but I shake him. I make him think that I'm going, even though there's no way you're going to go.
Here's the 3-2. And this is put potentially into play. It's lifted out the center field. Caleb Allgood will get underneath it and make the grab. And we have finished up this ball game here. A fantastic game. Martin County, though, holds on to win it by a final score of 2-1. We'll take a break. We'll be back with your post-game wrap-up. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week live from Treasure Coast High School. Thank you, Frank, and welcome back here. We had a fantastic game as Martin County wins it 2-1. Final score. Treasure Coast, though, John Messina, it does not look like a team that was still looking for their first win. They played phenomenal, and there were many moments here where they could have won it and maybe should have won it.
That's not an 0-7 team. I mean, they did not play like an 0-7 team. They're going to be better, and they're going to be better at the end of the year. I was very, very impressed the way they played it. Their first pitcher, Shepard, did a great job. Martin County did something that they normally don't do. They won the game with their defense. They usually win it with their big bats. Today they won it with their defense.
And they absolutely did. I mean, great pitching all the way around. Shepard was fantastic for Treasure Coast, but it was McLaughlin who really set the tone for Martin County.
Absolutely. He was very, very dominant, but this is as good a game as you can imagine in high school. Very, very well played game.
2-1 final score. Final stats, McLaughlin, 74 pitches thrown, 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 hits. Jeremy Vasquez got the save, 19 pitches thrown, played the final inning in the 8th, did give up 1 hit, but did not give up that run. And that was really just a defensive battle. This is why we come out to the games. I mean, here's Martin County playing like a champion for the past couple of games. Treasure Coast still looking for their first win, and you get a 2-1 nail-biter in extra innings.
It was a great game. Again, when you and I get together, we go in extra innings. You know, we got to put the
Every
dinners
time.
on every game we do. But I was proud to call this game, and I appreciate you guys asking me to help you out.
Anytime, anytime. Well, that's going to do it for us here from Treasure Coast High School. Martin County wins it by a final score of 2-1. They improve it to 9-4 overall on the season. We'll see you guys next time. The high school baseball game of the week. Live from Treasure Coast High School, Martin County wins it. Final score 2-1.
All right, great game, guys.